play into Hornet territory, and he's gone. Touchdown for the score.
Good evening, Tribe fans. Welcome back to the Historic Tomato Bowl. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis along with you here on JISD Live, getting ready for Week 6 action, guys. Week 2 of District 9 4A Division 1, Jacksonville and Kilgore tonight. Matt, Kilgore coming in number 6 in the state. It's a tall order for the home team.
I mean, to say that Jacksonville has their work cut out for them would be the biggest understatement I think we've made this year. An outstanding football team. They've lost one game, and it was to number 1 Carthage in 4A Division 2, 30-27. This is a Kilgore team that is absolutely loaded. They went 10-4 last year, and they have not missed a beat, Aaron. They just continue to dominate teams, particularly defensively. They gave up no points to Pine Tree. Pine Tree didn't even score. 9 points to Athens, 7 points to Palestine. And so, I mean, Jacksonville offensively, I mean, it's going to be tough for them tonight, going up against that Kilgore defense.
Yep. And Ryan, I know coming into the ball game, Jacksonville just the walking wounded as well. So
they are. I think they said 19 injuries.
Yeah.
Is what the
6 starters last week.
Ouch.
Out.
Yeah, I mean that's those guys are tough to replace, and you got to have some younger guys step up and fill those slots on the field when they're called upon. And we haven't really seen a lot of that so far from this Jacksonville team, and maybe tonight is the night that we see a little bit of that.
Yeah, Matt, we saw some guys called up last week, and a few got into the game. I think you have some more insight on some of the younger players that might see some more time here tonight.
Yeah, particularly the freshman Rodarius Searles, great running back. There's been a lot of high aspirations about him. He steps in the game in the fourth quarter last week, 4 carries, 38 yards, and it's like, where have you been,
Right.
And so they've working him in, so he will be in the package tonight. Of course, Didi Mars is still running hard. Didi's doing a nice job. Jacksonville's just still struggling up front, guys, and football games are won in the trenches. And I think that's the hard part for Jacksonville. If you look at total yardage, Jacksonville's they're producing. It's just there's pockets of the ball game, and this may speak to the point of maybe they're young in certain positions. There's pockets of the ball game where things just fall apart.
Yeah.
And just statistically, the first half has been a disaster for Jacksonville. Through 5 ball games, Jacksonville has been outscored 116-32.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's counting. Sulphur Springs in week 1 just had 7 points in the first half.
Yeah, that's right.
Second half's much better. It's 86 for the Jacksonville's opponents and 64 for Jacksonville. So,
yeah, but when you spot a team 2 quarters of football, you've got an uphill battle to say the least.
And you can't do that, obviously, against Kilgore, and then next week it doesn't get any easier when we're on the road to Chapel Hill, the number 1 team in the state. So these next 2 weeks, I think, are really going to test Jacksonville's character to see, okay, these are the big dogs. Can you stop making mistakes, stop turning the ball over? Jacksonville's still -9 through 5 ball games on takeaways. They've only gotten 1 turnover on the opponent's offense all year.
Yeah, that's got to change. And this is a tough game to I think to see much improvement in that. Or I mean, at least you look at this on paper and you think, how many times will Kilgore turn the ball over? But if you're Jacksonville, if you can steal some extra possessions tonight, it's going to be paramount importance. I mean,
exactly. And the other thing is Jason Holman, you'll hear him talk about it in this week's edition of Smoke Signals, how Jacksonville just continues to shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. They're averaging 10 a game for 70 yards. But to me, it's when those penalties happen. For example, last week, you get down to the, 7 or 8 yard line, and before you know it, you got boom, boom, 2 motion penalties.
Right.
Now you're back. They scored, but still. So it's the little things that you have to build on, and you have to have small victories on. And I'll tell you, you just can't continue to dig a hole for yourself in the first half like Jacksonville's done.
Yeah, that's right. And I'd like to see Jacksonville's offense start fast and really get going in the first half. You were talking about first halves being, kind of the bugaboo, if you will, for Jacksonville. But again, you got so many guys hurt what do you think Jacksonville needs to do to come out and maybe get on the front foot early?
Well, they did that last week. You know, they had an opening drive and they scored, and so that was a great start. I think that what Jacksonville, to me, Aaron, what they have to do tonight is to stop making the big play mistakes. You look at the big plays that have killed Jacksonville. 2 weeks ago against Pine Tree, only five offensive plays for Pine Tree accounted for half their total yards.
Yeah, that's right.
And that happened again last week on the zone read with the quarterback for Athens. These long runs they give up. Do a nice job for a little while, and all of a sudden, boom. And you know what happens? The dauber drops.
Yeah.
Your attitude, you know, the wind goes out of your sails. If you could just keep that level like you did against Sulphur Springs, we're going all the way back to week 1 since that happened.
That's
but
right.
They did that week.
Well, it reminds me, Hank Haney wrote a book a few years ago about Tiger Woods. The name of the book was The Big Miss. And what he's talking about, and this, of course, is in terms of golf, but it's, hey, you know, if you make the little misses and you correct them, you know, you can win. It's when you shank it in the, you know, way off in the woods and you make the big miss that takes you out of your rhythm. And I think you could translate that to Jacksonville. There have been a lot of big misses for Jacksonville.
I mean, that's
early in the season.
A great analogy, because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like, man, how did this happen? Why are you down 27-3 at the half? It doesn't seem like the other teams move the ball. Yeah, they have big plays.
Yeah,
and you got to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, these teams can hit you quick. I mean, these offenses that Jacksonville, especially this week with Kilgore and then Chapel Hill, these are teams that can put points on the board in a hurry, so you cannot be giving them especially extra possessions.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to protect the ball.
And Derek Williams, the Kilgore quarterback coming in, has played receiver last year for them. He's an outstanding quarterback. Their leading rusher, Sage Orange. That's got to be the name of the district right there. 2 colors like that.
There you go.
Yeah. He had 134 yards last week against Palestine, averaging 13 yards a carry. He's a big play back. So you got to keep that guy contained. And, of course, they still have outstanding receivers like Kilgore always does. They're big up front. It sounds like a broken record. It seems like everybody we play is big up front.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. There's no doubt that Kilgore is the best team that Jacksonville has played so far in the first 5 weeks.
You know, what we talked about last week going into the first district ball game, talked to Coach Holman about why he played such a tough non-district schedule, and this is why. Because now you're in the meat of district against, you know, you've got 2, you know, top 10 teams, obviously number 1 next week.
Yeah.
And you've got to get ready, and it's going to get the competition, guys. Ryan is going to ramp up every week, and Jacksonville's just got to know that, and they've got to come out ready to respond.
It really is. And, you know, I think the best thing that Jacksonville can do this week and next week against 2 top 10 teams is just to focus on themselves and not worry. I know it's our job to talk about the opponent as well, but for Jacksonville as a football team, they really need to just buckle down and focus on what they need to do to try to have some success in those last 3 games of the season.
Sure.
That's well said, because Coach Holman talks about don't worry about the other team. That's the old Nick Saban philosophy. You're playing against yourself, and the score's going to take care of itself. All right, so don't worry about that. Get some small wins, some small victories. A small victory for Jacksonville at this point of the season is to string along a series of first downs and go in and get some points.
Yeah.
All right, that to me, that's kind of like the goal for the offense, and not have the penalties, not make mistakes.
Sure.
The goal of the defense, don't give up big plays.
Yeah.
Okay? If they drive the length of the field, that's different than giving up a 69-yard touchdown pass.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and Todd, I would certainly like to bring you in for more Jacksonville scoring drive summaries tonight, as we just haven't seen Jacksonville cap too many drives off and string success together like Matt was talking about.
And it will be more convenient tonight because I will be in the booth.
Yeah. So
I'm ready.
Conditions
Conditions
are perfect. Just let Coach Holman know we're good to go, ready for Jacksonville to put up some points tonight.
I mean, I'm always on the sideline saying, Coach, call the touchdown play.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What play is that, Matt? We got that.
I'm still waiting for it. Yeah. We have a few. They'll happen. They'll happen.
Well, tell you what, we want to take an opportunity to thank our Countdown to Kickoff sponsor for this half of countdown to kickoff, Matt.
Yeah, Micah Hoffpower, Texas Farm Beer. We appreciate Micah sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff, as he has for several years. Texas Farm Bureau, for any of your auto, life, homeowner needs. Micah Hoffpower is definitely the guy that you need to call at Texas Farm Bureau. Thank you, Micah, for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff.
Yeah, Micah, JHS class of 1998. Heck of a ball player as well. So we are thankful for Micah's support for many years now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That we are. We do have a few minutes before we get to our special guest tonight, who is head soccer coach and cross-country coach for the boys, Rudy Haro. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about our spotlight player of the game this week, and that is Jesus Nunes.
It's almost like you planned this when you've got talking about a great kicker, you got the soccer coach coming on. See what you did there.
Yeah, working the shades right there.
He's got some swagger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and, Jesus is a great kid. He's been a really good kicker the past several years for Jacksonville.
He sure has.
Very consistent. And, there's been some struggles this year with the kicking game. Not necessarily
snaps,
a lot of his fault, but I've really admired him this season for just hanging in there. Because, it's really easy to get discouraged when things are not working right. Maybe the snap's bad, the hold's bad, you're missing. It counts as a miss for you as a kicker, but it's not always your fault. And, he's done a great job both kicking and punting. We saw him with quite a few great punts last week, and just really proud of Jesus, and I'm hoping that he goes and has some success in college somewhere.
He's 2 for 3 in his field goal attempts, and he's 9 out of 11 on PATs. And again, given some of the struggles Jacksonville, the holder Arrington was hurt for a while, and that your holder. You got to get somebody else in there.
Yep.
So Jesus has done a heck of a job. Our spotlight player of the week, Jesus Nunes.
Yeah, and I got to say, one of the things you had on that graphic is he has been a great last line of defense with the kick coverage.
He'll light you up. He will come and light you up.
He was our Dar chiropractic bone crusher hit of the game one week.
He sure was.
Which I say, it's not good when your punter or your kicker's getting
bone crusher. Yeah, but
he did.
He did.
He lit him up.
He did. Channeling his inner Pat McAfee there, lighting somebody up. So that's Jesus Nunes. Yeah, great. Just a great player, a great guy from a character standpoint. Just a guy that I think has been a bit. He's been quite a leader. I think from what
I think
I've heard
so too.
as well.
And he puts in a lot of work during the off season. I know I'm friends with his brother Juan, and I know how hard that Jesus has worked and how many camps he's gone to, that he's doing private lessons. He's doing everything he can to be successful on the field. And, I think that has shown some this season.
Yeah, so that's great to see. So, well, I think is it about that time?
It is about that time.
All right, y'all boot me off here.
All right,
let's get Coach Rudy in here, and let's hear about his programs, because I know that, he's had a lot of success.
Yeah,
we want that to continue.
Yeah, all right, Matt. Well, you're headed down to field level. We'll catch up with you. Now it's time to bring on Coach Rudy Haro.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
All right, and we are back here on our countdown to kickoff, and we are joined now by Rudy Haro. Rudy, a JHS graduate, class of 2004. He's been back with JISD since 2010. Head soccer coach and the cross-country coach since, I think, 2014. Coach, is that right?
Yes, sir. Took over after Mr. Travis over here left.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
Before we get going, I want to shout out to my wife. Jenna?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, we were just talking about, so Rudy, over the years, as we've had trivia questions during ball games,
We have.
about half the time we'll get a correct answer and it'll be Rudy, and the other half of the time, or maybe it's about 3/4 of the time, it's actually Jenna who comes up with the answers. So yeah, we want to definitely shout out Jenna. And let's see, Rudy, you're also the AP, the assistant principal at the Compass Center. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I have all kinds of fun.
Yeah, wearing all kinds of hats. Well, hey, first let's start off, since we're in the fall season here. Let's talk a little bit about cross country. I know some of our viewers may not know exactly how competitive Jacksonville cross country has been. Can you just kind of talk to some of the success that Jacksonville's had as a program in the last few years with cross country, and then also just give us an idea of how things have started this season?
So, I took over in 2014, and that year we only had 5 runners that actually came out and run for us. And luckily for me, I only needed 5 runners to actually compete as a team.
Right.
That year, Lufkin won district, and once my runners figured out that they could compete, and my cross country program started to run or grow. In 2016, we won district for the first time.
Okay.
We were in that district with Corsicana, Ennis, White House, Nacogdoches.
Yeah, the old 5A district.
The old 5A district, and we were stacked. The whole district was stacked, and so we were able to actually not only win district that year, but every program from Jacksonville, from the JV level, boys and girls that year, took everything.
Wow.
So
yeah,
it was a complete sweep that year, and so it was super fun, and that's when my kids finally started to buy into running.
Yeah.
And so it's been fun ever since. And that same 2016 year, I had two senior runners that ended up signing a collegiate into a collegiate program for Jacksonville College, and actually started their cross country program there.
Okay, so I was going to say, I think that was about the time that program got up and running.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
That's right.
It did get up and running.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah. Well, can you talk a little bit about this year's teams and kind of how things have started, and let our viewers kind of know where we are in the season? I know it's a fall sport, correct?
It is a fall sport. We've been running actually since July.
Okay.
We've been Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays since July, and then once August hit, we were at it every morning. And so it's been busy for us. Actually, every competition that we've gone to, we've actually run in the 5A, 6A division.
Okay.
Just because it's a little bit faster runners, a little bit stiffer competition, and we've actually done well. We finished in the top 3, I think, in pretty much every meet that we've gone to, even though we're still competing in that 5A, 6A level.
Right.
And so it's been really fun. We've got a great group of kids that are running, and they really bought into what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the core of this group actually went to state last year, which was the first time we'd actually qualified for state. We qualified for regionals every year since I took over.
Okay.
But we finally qualified for state, and it was a great experience for these kids, and I'm hoping we can continue that this year. Our district is tough because we have Hudson, who focuses on running. They are a true cross country school. Mm-hmm. So whenever you have everybody in your school that's bought into cross country, and I'm doing it with the soccer kids that just are doing it, as kind of a side hustle, as a I'm good at running, I'm fast. Let me see what I can do. So it's a little bit different.
And you've got quite a few of your soccer players that are also cross country runners.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So 5 of my 7 varsity runners are all soccer kids. 3 of them are varsity kids. The other 2 are JV kids, but they're still competing.
Yeah.
And so those kids truly just kick butt in the fall and then kick butt in the spring. So they just continue doing it.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Well, and hey, we had Lee Traylor sneak in and join us here.
Right.
So Lee, I want to welcome you as well. Hey,
I appreciate
anything
that.
you want to ask Coach Jaramillo specifically about?
I want to go back a few minutes, and we mentioned Rudy's class of 2004 and Jenna's class of 2004, and what year did you graduate there, Aaron?
2004 as well. Of course, I'm a Brook Hill grad.
I do have a question, though. What exactly was the change from 2004 to 2005 that 2005 was so much better than that 04 class?
That's a good question.
And so much younger. I've also noticed that.
They are a little bit younger, but they're also goofier looking.
They are that for sure. For sure.
See what you did there. Yeah.
No, but Rudy and I go truly way back.
Yes.
Way back before we were employed by JISD, and in some cases more terrorizing JISD. And so I know how lucky we are as a district to have Rudy, not only in his role as a coach for our programs that we've talked about here tonight, but also in his role at the Compass Center. He's incredible with students, and that's evident with all of the students that he works with.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We're lucky to have him.
Well, hey, let's talk a little bit. Switch gears a little bit. Talk soccer, and
you had
obviously we're talking soccer. We're going to queue up.
Oh yeah,
Ryan Travis.
So you had mentioned some of your soccer guys running cross country a minute ago, but let's take it back a step and say that last year was a really good year for Jacksonville soccer. Both the boys and the girls programs went as far as they've ever gone. Your team specifically made it to the regional finals, which is 5 rounds deep into the playoffs. So looking back on that team, what are your thoughts on that group of students and seniors?
That group of seniors is something special because they truly had great leaders on that team.
Yeah.
And I had seniors who actually understood the game so well that whenever I said, hey, I'm needing to start this player over you, they already knew why. They already knew what we were trying to accomplish with that particular target, And so whenever they would go in the game, I'd be like, listen, this is what I want to try to do next. And so the level of soccer intelligence that they had was incredible. I had 4 of those seniors that were actually recruited to play at the next level. Only one of them did, and the other ones decided to go to trade schools, which is 100% fine with me. I'm as a coach, I want my players to do well, but as an adult, in living in Jacksonville, I want these kids to be productive members of Jacksonville and give back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all these kids are going to do that. They're going into trades and they're working and they're going to work hard and they're going to give back to this community.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of that group of seniors.
Yeah. That's great. Well, hey, Coach, even given the historic success that your team had last year, that was a very young team. I know you started some freshmen, some sophomores on that team. What does it mean to you to be able to bring back so much talent and experience for this season when you've already gone as deep as you went last year? You had as much success as you did, and now you're bringing back a substantial core. What does that give you confidence going into the season, surely?
So I think one of the biggest things is, my starting goalie this year, Davey, he started as a freshman. He was the 16 5A newcomer of the year as a freshman. And so he's a big role as far as like leadership in that back line.
Yeah.
And so he actually started the freshman trend, and 2 years ago I had Armando Lara who started for me as a freshman. And when we played Highland Park, I still remember that game. We couldn't get anything really going because they were the best team we'd seen. And so, their strong suit was the midfield, which was our strong suit that year. The only difference is I was playing sophomores, they were playing seniors.
Yeah.
And I was playing a freshman forward. And I was telling my wife, that we were unlucky that year that my freshman forward was a freshman. Because I was like, I would put money that as a junior and as a senior, he puts that one shot away. We didn't have very many opportunities.
Right.
And he had an opportunity, and honestly, I don't have anybody else on the team that could have made it.
Yeah.
And he was just, like I said, we were unlucky that he was a freshman. Highland Park was lucky that he was a freshman.
That's right. Yeah.
But so it was one of those things that, it's soccer, it's called being unlucky.
Yeah, but you've got so many of those guys coming back with that success. I mean, that's got to make you feel great for this.
And another freshman. I had 2 other freshmen last year that stepped up. One of them was KC, Carol Cardenas, who ended up, replacing his brother in the middle, which is why we had to, move Chris to the wing, because KC, his freshman brother, was doing so well. I was like, I can't mess this up. And so we're going to continue to rotate around this guy. And then Jacob came up huge versus Lindell. I told the team, I said, we were down 1-0, and he is the sole reason we got back into that game, because we had a ball that went wide. He went and ran it down past their senior defender, got around him, fought for it, threw it back in the middle, crossed it back in the middle, and we were able to put it away. We tied it up just like that, and the team was stoked after that. They were like, we have this.
Yeah, and the momentum just totally shifted.
And it was Jacob was definitely that spark that we needed at that point, and he absolutely killed it. So
that's good. The district that you guys have this year is the same as last year. It's Crockett, Diboll, Hudson, Madisonville, Palestine, Trinity, and Westwood. Palestine and Jacksonville, were the class of that district last year, and you traded wins and losses, including that regional final at Rose Stadium. So what are your thoughts on your district opponents this year, and what do you foresee from Palestine specifically?
Well, our district is fun because every team's going to try to slow us down in their own way. And so what we do is try to figure out what they're wanting to do, and we're gonna let them do what they want, but we're gonna try to exploit something different. And so, the first 10 minutes, all we do is a little chess game. Let's try to figure out what you want to do, and
figure out what they're doing, and
then we make our moves from there. And so, and trading wins with Palestine last year, I feel like Palestine got lucky, and hopefully they won't get lucky this year. But they got lucky the first time they beat us because Davey wasn't playing.
Yep.
He was out injured, and then in the second time they beat us, unfortunately to go to state, my senior defender Dylan Roberts, who played perfect all year, had an own goal to start off the game, and that set us back a little bit. And again, going back to soccer, it's one of those things that if you're unlucky once, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so soccer's a finicky sport that, you'd rather be lucky than talented any day.
It's better be lucky than good.
All you need is one.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to listen to that game, and I think Lee and Ryan,
y'all did for sure.
Y'all were both on that, and
we were.
We're planning to bring more soccer streams
we'll
this
be bringing
year.
it to you this year as well as will we for basketball.
Yeah.
So a lot upcoming on JISD Live. For any of our viewers who are watching tonight for tonight's football game who are not yet soccer fans,
they should be.
They should be. I mean, you absolutely should be. First of all, I make the joke, almost every single soccer broadcast that I'm your resident Ted Lasso, because I did not grow up playing soccer. But I've watched a lot of soccer here in the Tomato Bowl and on the road now. And if you're watching tonight and you haven't seen what the soccer programs in Jacksonville are doing, absolutely tune in. Come out to the Tomato Bowl to support in person. It's a very fun time, and it's a great sport for our town. There's a lot of support in town already for it. But if you're not one of those people out here cheering for them, come on down, give it a shot. Tune in and see if it's something for you for sure. But what would you add to that for our fans that maybe aren't familiar with the sport of soccer?
So last year we had a historic season, and some people think, oh, well, we moved down to 4A. Well, we did, but we also played White House, who was a district champion there in their district. We beat them 2-0. We played Nacogdoches and beat them at their place, and they were district champ out of that other district. And then we had a warm-up playoff game with John Tyler, and we beat them. So, we are competitive.
And Nacogdoches has a history of producing soccer players. There's some guy,
they've had
some guy
named
Clint Dempsey.
They've had that one guy.
The fighting Clint Dempsey's over there. Yeah. Well, hey, Coach, we are looking forward to soccer and glad to get your insights on the cross-country season as well, and hope that folks can support you there as well. We appreciate your time, though. It was great we got to do this, and we just wish you all the best for the soccer season coming up, and as you finish cross country, and we'll be glad to bring you as many of those soccer streams for our viewers as we can. So thanks a lot, Coach Rudy Haro.
Well, thank you guys for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it again. Well, that was Coach Rudy Haro. Again, thank him for his time. And it is now time to hear from Jacksonville High School football head coach Jason Holman on this week's edition of Smoke Signals, brought to you by our friends at All Smiles Dentistry.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Jason Holman. Fighting Indians at home at Tomato Bowl. Kilgore rolling in, Coach. We'll talk about the number 4, number 5 state-ranked Bulldogs here in just a moment. Let's review the Athens game. Coach, another game where you got off to a good start. You go down and score, and then you just had that pocket there. And, it's the second halves have been so much better than the first half. So I don't know what you're saying at the half, but maybe you ought to say that before the game because the second half, the teams perform much better.
Yeah. We go down and score. We burn a good bit of clock in the first quarter doing it. I think it was like almost a 15-play drive, something of that nature. And then we've got 5 minutes remaining in, I believe, in the first half or first quarter. And already down 2 injuries to starters. Just an unfortunate string of events. And, obviously we've got other kids that we put in the game, but that's got to change. We've got to avoid that somehow. And, not that the injuries were avoided. We had a concussion and an Achilles strain, and, it's just something that happens, but that deflated us to a degree. And, of course, it disrupts some of what we had planned. But other than that, you're right. We've played better in the second half. We've got to find a way to come out firing on all cylinders first half.
It's been such an unusual year for injuries. I was trying to remember the last time that it was like this, and I mean, gosh, I can't. And again, no excuses. Other guys got to step up. But it just seems like there's those pockets of the ball game, Coach, where your defense might make a stand, and the next one there's a breakdown, or offensively. Still, you're minus 9 on turnovers. Yeah. The defense only has 1 turnover in 5 games. How do you change that to maybe start shifting that towards your favor? Because a minus 9 at halfway through, that's a rough number.
Yeah, no question. And that's not a formula for winning, obviously. From a defensive standpoint, yeah. I mean, we're running far too many snaps. Not giving ourselves an advantage by getting off the field by creating some turnovers. And you've just got to be aware. A lot of turnovers are created by effort and being in position to take advantage of opportunities when they come. Believing that you can get to the ball. You may be the backside corner on a play away from you, but you never know when a ball is going to be tipped in the air or fumbled or anything put on the ground. And if you're not hustling, you don't take advantage of that opportunity. So it starts by selling out to the calls and giving effort all over the board, at every position. And then when those opportunities come around, you can make good on them. So we've struggled from a little bit of that. Obviously you've got to be conscious of how to create turnovers too. There's a time and a place to go for the football. There's a time and a place to not go for the football. And we've got to figure that part out of it. We turned the ball over one time the other night. Athens played a clean ball game and didn't turn it over at all. And when you can't stop them and you can't get the ball.
I mean, the total yardage was there, and a lot of that, of course, was in the second half. But, turnovers weren't really a factor in this ball game. It was big play after big play for Athens, really is what it was.
Yeah, and, and you made reference to the passing game. We had some good yardage right off that first drive. And Brendan Richards was one of those that got injured that had started the game for us.
Lost him in the game.
Two key catches in that first drive, and then he's out, and that's an injury on both sides of the football for us.
Yeah.
So, somehow, some way, we got to find a way to overcome them.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Jacksonville versus Athens. Opening drive here. Brady does the bossa nova move and makes the throw.
Good job moving in the pocket, finding the open man in the end zone there.
Another great play here by Jordan Dorsey.
Yeah, it's just good job of getting through the football and then finishing the play and getting him down.
Dede got his first start, pops this one for 13.
Yeah, Dede's a tough kid, and he runs hard. And, yeah, we decided to start with him that week.
Here's Zeke going for 64. Nice throw by Brady.
Again, a good job of moving in the pocket, just being patient and keeping his eyes downfield, and hits Zeke on a big 64-yard touchdown.
Here's Jordan Dorsey again, getting the running back for a big loss.
Yeah, does a good job not getting overtaken by the block, and then, has an opportunity to get the field and make a great play.
Here's your freshman move up, Rodarius Searles, for 25 here.
Yeah, it's a good run by Rodarius. He's learning. We got him in the fold this week, and, he's only going to get better and better as he grows and learns what to do.
Here's Dede punching it in from 3.
Good hard run by Dede. Good job of keeping his legs moving, getting in from 3 yards out.
Great ball placement here by Brady on the 20-yard touchdown to Jermaine.
Yeah, this is good football. Put where, we were either going to catch it or not catch it, but away from the defender, and it's a good catch and finished by Jermaine.
So, Coach, it's Kilgore this week. Obviously, a great football team. They come in just rolling. I think Pine Tree did not score on them. Athens, I think, got 9. Palestine got 7. This is a really strong Kilgore defense, but they can also move the football.
Yeah, they're very talented. Typical of our district. Like I've said, arguably the toughest district in 4A Division I. We know what we're facing. Our goal going into the football game is there are certain aspects, obviously, that we've got to improve, and that's the goal. It's improvement. It's get better at what we do, at execution, at tackling, at understanding scheme, playing within the scheme of both our offense and our defense. And to me, that's where it starts. You've got to focus on your improvement week in and week out, and we've got to find a way to get things back on track. And if we can do that, then anything can happen at that point. And we're going to find ourselves in a much more competitive situation than we have in the last 4 weeks for sure.
Coach, let's talk about your players and where they are emotionally and mentally right now. I mean, you're 0-5, and the season is still ahead of you. You got 5 games left. You control your own destiny. What's been the mood? How's practice been, and how have the players started to kind of react to where they are and where they need to be?
Well, this week Monday was tough. Monday was a hard start for us. We finally got it rolling in practice. Came back Tuesday, had a better practice, had a decent energy yesterday. I think we had one of our better Wednesday practices yesterday. So, started the week a little rough, Control what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message to the kids. We can't control what's in the past. We can't control what's in the future. We got to control the present. And like I said, we got to focus, and our concentration has to be on the play that's coming, because they're very good. And if you're up front on the offensive line and you don't take a correct step, you're going to get exploited because they're that talented. That's where that focus and that concentration has to be every single play. And if you don't get it done on one, then you got to go focus for the next play. And it's the same thing defensively. It's just got to be an all-out better effort, a concentration and focus of what we're doing and understanding where you fit and how to execute.
I think that what you just said, those are always like the keys to the game, focus and making sure you do your job and being in position. And what are some of the other things that your team needs to do offensively and defensively to get a win against Kilgore?
Well, and that's why I stress that, because that's what we've lacked. There's been that, like you mentioned earlier, there's been that lapse. And when we have those lapses, it's tended to drag on for a quarter or more. And then at that point, we've dug our hole so deep that we can't get out of it. Obviously, there's things you mentioned like the turnover battle that we've got to correct and we've got to improve upon. We got to find a way to create takeaways and get the ball out of the offense, out of the opponent's hand and get it back to our offense. All those play in, but to me, it all boils down to execution and effort and concentration on what you're doing right then and there.
Jacksonville versus Kilgore. This long rivalry continues. We'll be at Tomato Bowl. Kickoff at 7:30. We'll be live streaming on JISDlive.com starting at 6:30. For head coach Jason Holman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you right here next time on Smoke Signals.
And that was Smoke Signals with head coach Jason Holman. Thanks again to All Smiles Dentistry for bringing all of our conversations with Coach Holman throughout the season. And Matt, as you heard, we heard Coach Holman say this game going to be a lot about for Jacksonville executing their assignments, their job, and controlling the controllables against a Kilgore team that comes in red hot.
You're playing against yourself tonight. This is a great football team in Kilgore, the best team Jacksonville has seen so far this year. You don't have a win, so you got to go out and you just got to play your game and try to cut down and improve on some of the things that you haven't done well. And you just heard him talk about the turnovers. Jacksonville at -9, the penalties, averaging 10 a game for 70 yards, and especially in key situations. So if you're Jacksonville defensively, you got to tackle, and you have to try to get some takeaways. You only have one turnover off from your defense in the first 5 games. Help out your offense a little bit. Take that ball away. Create that. Kilgore's very good at keeping the ball and just driving down the field. It's been the big plays that has hurt Jacksonville, and they've got to cut down on those. But I want to make sure that I remind our viewers that this part of our countdown to kickoff is brought to you by our good friends at the South Jackson Dairy Queen, Gene Brumbelow, class of 1967 at Jacksonville, and also his daughter Ann Brumbelow Farmer, JHS class of 2006. We want to thank Gene and Ann for sponsoring this part, as they have for many years, of our countdown to kickoff from the South Jackson Dairy Queen. Aaron, this is the 59th meeting between Jacksonville and Kilgore. Kilgore leads the all-time series, 30 wins. Jacksonville has 26 wins, and there have been 2 ties. Last year, not a great night. Of course, it was a Kilgore team that went 10-4 last year, went deep into the playoffs, played 14 games. They beat Jacksonville 56-7. So, again, it's going to be a really challenging night for Jacksonville offensively. Got to get off to a good start. They haven't done that in the first half. They've been outscored 116-32 in the first half through 5 games. That's a lot of points that you have to dig a hole out of. Kilgore, their last 3 opponents, they've given up 16 points. They blanked Pine Tree, no points. They beat Hallsville. Hallsville only scored 9, and Palestine last week only 7 in that 37-7 loss to Kilgore. So this is a very strong defensive Kilgore football team.
Yeah, so it's just sort of business as usual. Same song, second verse, if you will, for Kilgore. This team they just reload, Matt.
They always do, and they always have great running backs, and it's no different this year, where their leading running back is Sage Orange. I love that name. How about that? Two colored names there. He had 134 yards last week against Palestine, averaging 13 yards a carry. Definitely a guy that Jacksonville is going to have to keep from getting the big strike if he averaged 13 yards a carry on a really good Palestine defense who's been playing pretty good all year long. That quarterback, Derek Williams of Kilgore, outstanding player. He can really throw the ball. For Jacksonville offensively, Brady McCowan, the junior, is 65 of 147, almost 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, so he's just under 50% completion rate. Didi Morris comes into the ballgame, the leading rusher for Jacksonville, with 61 carries, 289 yards, averaging 4.74 yards a carry. Aaron, the Indians have only found the end zone running the football 4 times in 2023 through 5 ball games. Leading receiver, the Division I prospect, Jermaine Taylor, 26 catches for 424 yards and 4 scores. Zeke Whitaker, the junior, 11 catches, 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. So you want to obviously get those 2 guys involved, but if you're Jacksonville offensively, you got to believe that they're going to double up Jermaine. We've been saying that for a couple of weeks. Didn't matter last week against Athens. He had, I think, 9 catches, or was it 10 against the Hornets? It's tough to stop Jermaine, especially when Jacksonville's really hot, getting those bubble routes thrown to him.
So we're getting a little bit closer to Week 6 action here. Jacksonville will be in all blue tonight. Of course, Jacksonville broke out the gold jerseys last week in Athens, but all in blue tonight. Kilgore in the white jerseys, white pants, the red helmets. So a very classic matchup in terms of uniforms. Last week was a little bit strange for a broadcast crew. You had those gold jerseys with the the font that was a little bit tough to read. But,
it was, and I was on the field.
Yeah.
I don't know if that says something about my eyesight or the font. But
yeah. And then you had Athens in that sort of gray that they had. So not a very traditional look from them last week either. This one should be a very classic looking Jacksonville versus Kilgore game, and one that hopefully Jacksonville can start quick.
Well, these two teams have played some amazing games in their history, and of course the one that's so memorable here at Tomato Bowl was in 2006. It was that DQ game of the week, 4 overtimes, and Kilgore got the win over Jacksonville as the Bulldogs now come out. As the pregame video plays, I'll be quiet. Let's watch this. And Aaron, this is the first look for Kilgore at Tomato Bowl in several years. A lot of their fans talking about how excited they were to come see the Tomato Bowls. The Fighting Indians now coming out of the run-through.
Here comes the Tribe, ready for the district home opener, game 2 of the district slate. Jacksonville looking to even up their district record with a win that would be a shocking upset, but that's why you play the game, Matt.
Got to play. You never know. I mean, Appalachian State's all I can say.
That's right.
I hate to bring that up as an Aggie, but it happens. That's what you got to hope for here. Team's now getting ready to line up for the playing of the national anthem by the JHS band.
Gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect our
Chip Pittman on the PA with the introduction.
The Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band under the direction of Mr. Donnie Barrier as they play our national anthem.
Jacksonville High School Band under the direction of Donnie Barrier in his 10th year as the JHS band director. As we are live and in color at historic Tomato Bowl, where Jacksonville will renew this long-term rivalry, if you want to call it that. It hasn't been much of a rivalry in the last few years because Kilgore's, they've been pretty dadgum good. And, of course, Jacksonville didn't play them for several years because of being in 5A. Last year was the first time in several years these teams locked up again. They've had some memorable ball games, and if you're a Jacksonville fan, you would certainly like to see a memorable one tonight. Captain's now going out to midfield. Jacksonville represented by Zadarius Hinton. Also Datavius Kincaid, the senior corner. And Kenny Grant, senior wide receiver and defensive back.
Zadarius Hinton, number 28, Kendrick Grant, and number 6, Datavius Kincaid.
So Jacksonville has deferred. That's funny. Jacksonville head coach Jason Holman was telling me, it's been such a tough year with injuries. He said it's also been a tough year of coin flips. I think that's the first flip that Jacksonville has won. And he said, I'm the one responsible for that because I'm the one calling it. So Jacksonville wins the toss, but they will defer, and they'll give the football to Kilgore's powerful offense to start the game, as the Bulldogs will be going from north to south here at Tomato Bowl as we're getting ready to get this thing going.
And so that means, of course, that our spotlight player, Jesus Nunes, will kick it away for Jacksonville. Get a chance to see
Let's go.
Jesus boots one deep.
Yeah, some really key players, and we talked already for Kilgore that Jacksonville's going to have to contend with tonight. The quarterback, Derek Williams, the senior, number 9. You're talking about Sage Orange, the senior running back. Another young man that's a senior, Zaylen Stoker, All-State last year as a safety, as a junior. Well, he's back, and he is a terror. Not only is he, he had a pick 6 against Jacksonville last year, as well as a second interception, a ferocious tackler. And I keep hearing about a sophomore, number 84, Cameron Christian. They say he's going to be really special for Kilgore on that defensive front. So Nunes has it teed up. 9-4A Division I, Week 2. Kilgore won last week 37-7. Jacksonville lost to Athens 48-28. As now the district schedule is starting to get into the meat of things. Athens is at Lindale tonight, and Chapel Hill is at Palestine for the other 2 district ball games, as Henderson has the bye. We're set to go at Tomato Bowl. Glad you're with us here on JISDlive.com. Jacksonville versus Kilgore for the 59th time. We're set to go. Glad you're with us. Jesus Nunes, the senior for Jacksonville, has it teed up, and with your play-by-play, here is Aaron Swink.
Nunes runs up. Kick is a good one to the near side, but it will go out of bounds. He got a nice boot into it, but it will roll out of bounds, so not how you wanted to start.
Well, I don't know if he just missed it, but he was trying to pop it up, like Jacksonville's done so well at the 30, 35. Just a little bit too wide to the left and goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 35.
And so now the Kilgore Bulldogs will take over. The Jacksonville 40-yard line is where Bulldogs will start. Derek Williams, the quarterback, Sage Orange, the back in the backfield with him. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Shotgun look. Now man in motion from the left to the right. Handoff is faked. Williams with the keeper all the way around the left end, deep into Jacksonville territory, and he's in for, well, they're going to say
he got knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, they're going to mark him right about the 6, but boy, just like that, Derek Williams with a punch to the mouth of the Fighting Indian defense.
Just a zone read, Aaron, and pulls it, and nobody home for Jacksonville on the edge to seal it, and you can't do that with a guy like Derek Williams. So you think the Athens quarterback was fast last week on that play? Wait till you watch Derek Williams, what you just saw on the first play of the ball game, what he can do right there. First down and goal for Kilgore on the first play of the game at the Jacksonville 6-yard line.
So second play of the ball game, and Kilgore knocking on the door here. 2 backs, handoff is to the left side, and the Bulldogs score as Isaiah Waters, the sophomore, in for the score.
Just punched it in from 6, and just right off the bat, 2 plays, a score for Kilgore. Clearly, what we talked about in pregame, Aaron, about big plays.
Yeah, the big miss, well.
The big whiff, the big miss.
There it was.
Yep. Here's the extra point attempt by Leo Zagiri.
Extra point attempt brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee is up and good. So we are just underway here. 11:45 to go. First quarter. The score now, Kilgore 7, Jacksonville nothing. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, that cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl here in downtown Jacksonville. Kilgore 7, Jacksonville coming to bat.
Two plays.
Wow, yeah.
Two plays, 65 yards. I mean, we knew that Kilgore was capable of big plays. The first one showed it right there. Here's the kickoff. Jermaine Taylor deep for Jacksonville, and they're not going to kick it to him.
Yeah, short pop up to the left side.
Uh-oh, easy.
Fair catch is made.
Jaden Boyd clearly had the fair catch called, and uh-oh, come on now. Walk away.
Yeah.
And somebody kind of came out and bumped into Jaden, and it wasn't malicious. So Jacksonville gets pretty good field position on their opening drive here.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So, yeah, at the Jacksonville 39, we'll see Brady McCown in the Fighting Indian offense for the first time tonight. Down 7.
Didi Mares gets his second start in the backfield at running back.
2 Indian receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Ryan Walker, the H-back on the left. Mares, the handoff. Straight into the line, and he is stopped almost immediately.
Number 14, Didi Mares, the ball carrier.
And just nothing there right there. No push at all by the Jacksonville offensive line. And, they've done a nice job as the Jacksonville offensive line with zone blocking in a couple of the ball games. But tonight it's about just physicality. Kilgore just brings the red helmet. And they can smoke it. So we'll call it a host of Bulldogs making that tackle.
A pack.
A pack, thank you. That's good. 2nd and 10 for Jacksonville.
So no gain. Flipped out to the right side. Catch is made by, I believe that's Whitaker over there.
Zeke makes the catch.
Not much for him to do, but
tackle made by number 1, Javon
didn't get that one block that he needed to get up in that tunnel right there on the bubble screen. He does pick up 2 on the play, be 3rd and 8. So again, Jacksonville coming into the ball game, Aaron, 40% on 3rd down conversions, which to me is really not that bad when you consider they've had a lot of 3rd and really longs in these first 5 ball games.
Yeah, the fact that you're not behind, at least not behind the chains here, is almost a win.
Yeah. Watch Ryan Walker here in the slot on the left.
See the Indians as McCown drops back, looks right, fires. It's intercepted. And Kilgore, well, he's still going, is the Bulldog defender who's finally dropped at about the 28 of Jacksonville, but just like that.
Javon Towns
Yep.
steps in front of that Brady McCown pass and gets the run back, and nice tackle by Zeke Whitaker coming up from behind. If Zeke doesn't make that tackle, I think Towns is coming all the way across the field and he would score. Fortunately, Zeke makes that tackle to stop it, but it gives the Bulldogs first down at the Jacksonville 28. So there you go, 2 plays and a score earlier, and then 3rd play, Jacksonville gets a pick. Throws a pick.
Kilgore lines up with 2 backs in the backfield. Now a man in motion from the right side to the left. Handoff into the line, not much there.
Nice job by Jacksonville. Trent Powell, Uriel Rosales, and also number 21, Gaskin. Josh came in there, also tripped him up. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
That was Orange, the feature back on the carry. Nice stop by the Indians.
The receiver to watch for Kilgore's number 2 coming out here toward you, Aaron. P.J. Wiley, the senior. Heard him last year, did he, against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and they'll have an empty backfield, and incompletion as Williams looked to his left and fired quickly, but not able to come up with the connection with Ja'Cory Walton, the junior.
Yeah, just a little bit low. Was watching Williams in practice, and he definitely has a cannon. Not sure about his short game, and you can see right there that was a rocket. It's just a little bit too low as well. So Jacksonville defensively with a chance here at 3rd and 8 to get off the field if they can get a stop. So Kilgore loads the backfield.
Have not seen that look very much this season. There's a handoff right side, lots of room to run. Down inside the 10, goes Orange, and a big first down.
Great lead block by Aubrey Saylor, number 44, who had checked into the ball game and kind of a blocking fullback. And, man, he absolutely loaded down on Trent Powell, who had no chance to get off that block. And the Dogs convert on 3rd and 8 to the Jacksonville 6, which is where they scored their first touchdown from just a few minutes ago. Threatening now to go in for their second score, and we are just under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So you've got the double tights on the left side, and they'll block. The ball comes out. It's loose in the end zone. Jacksonville says they've got it for a touchback. We'll wait for a signal.
Williams coughed it up, the quarterback for Kilgore, and it's a touchdown for Kilgore.
A Bulldog able to fall on it.
And I did not spot the number of the touchdown. Sorry, Todd Travis, for the stats. But Derek Williams from 6 got to the goal line, just outside it, gets popped, ball comes out. And Kilgore, and this is one of the reasons you're ranked 6th in the state of Texas in Class 4A. You just make those kinds of plays.
Well, you do that, and then when you make a mistake or you lose the ball, your head's up.
Yep. Here's the extra point.
So Izagiri on for his second extra point, brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. This one is good. So 8:28 to go here, first quarter. Score now, Kilgore 14, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back after a short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back here at the historic Tomato Bowl, where Kilgore on their second drive. This one coming after an interception. They punch it in, and now the quick 2-score lead, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we said in pregame. Here's what you don't do. What happens? Jacksonville comes right out and does exactly the opposite. They give up the big play and the turnover.
Short kick to the near side. Fair caught by Zeke right before it went out of bounds.
Fair caught by number 88, Zeke Whitaker.
So Brady McCown and the Tribe will come back out for their second possession and hopefully get something going. They turned it over that first possession. And
yeah, that interception a moment ago, I didn't get a chance to talk about that, but it looked like, I mean, could it possibly been a wrong route by the receiver? I don't know, because where Brady threw that football, there was not a blue jersey there.
It's very possible. Didi Mares is the back. He gets the handoff. And
nice.
He's straight ahead out to about the 35, so nice burst from Mares.
Nice job by Ryan Walker, the senior H-back, getting up in the gap and clearing somebody out for Didi to get behind him. He pick up 5 yards, does Didi. Coming into the ball game, averaging about 4.5 yards a carry for Jacksonville. Makes it 2nd down 5 now for the Fighting Indians.
So just under 8 minutes to go here, first quarter. Kilgore already up 2 scores. Handoff is to Mares as he is met at the line and dropped.
Well, that time Ryan Walker could not get the block. Number 7, Mikael Dennis, comes up from his linebacker position, and he just stoned Ryan Walker's block, and he slides off of it and makes the tackle on Didi Mares for no gain. He'll check out of the game, and Redarius Searles, the freshman running back, had 4 carries, 38 yards last week against Athens in that fourth quarter. He's in the rotation this week. He's in the ball game now on 3rd down 5.
So Walker will be the H-back on the left side. There'll be 2 receivers over there, 1 on the right side. McCowan drops back. Pressure, steps up in the pocket, does McCowan. Now rolling left, now back to his right, looking for a man downfield.
Is that caught? How about
and
Zeke?
And he got it.
Wow.
So Zeke Whitaker working back to the ball and picking up a big Bill McCray Ford first down. What a play.
Absolutely helping his quarterback out there, Zeke Whitaker. But what a great job by Brady McCowan, just extending the play. Avoided 3 tacklers right there, and he knew he was about to get popped, and he did. And right before he took one in the mouth, he gets that football loose, and Zeke's coming back for it. Fight Indians get their first Bill McCray Ford first down. Nice job by Brady throwing and moving around, and Zeke helping him out and coming back.
Now the handoff, and nowhere to go for Searles as he's dropped in the backfield.
Malachi Pierce comes off the edge, and that's a heck of a tackle right there, and if it isn't made, Searles is going to go for a little bit. He had that edge turned, but Malachi Pierce does his job, and he gets over there and makes a nice tackle. Loss of 6 on the play, 2nd down. Maybe 15 we'll call it, loss of 5. Pushes the ball back to the Jacksonville 41.
So 5:50 and counting here first quarter. Jacksonville taking their time to get the play in. McCowan looks right, throws right, catches made.
Jermaine.
And Taylor picks up a few before he's upended.
Pass is complete to number 3, Jermaine Taylor.
So that makes it a little bit more makeable, 3rd and 9. He'll pick up about 6 yards. And again, Jermaine coming into the ballgame, 26 catches in 5 ball games, so he clearly is the guy that Jacksonville wants to get the ball in his hands. They do right there.
You know, Matt, one of the things we saw Athens do last week very successfully was take a lot of time off the clock by working the play clocks down, and you've seen Jacksonville kind of do that here, just knowing that the more you give Kilgore the ball, the more trouble you're asking for.
I mean, they're going to have to do that, but they got to get going here. It's 3 seconds. Here we go.
They do get the snap away. McCowan going to air one out to the left side and just missed
hit his
Taylor.
Hands.
As Taylor had a shot, it did hit his hands, as you said, Matt. And
man.
Boy, that might have been 6.
Oh, what a great football. What a great pass thrown by Brady McCowan. Just shaking his head of what could have been right there. And Jermaine's so sure-handed all the time. And I think he got a little bit – I think his line of sight got a little bit off there because of the cornerback who lost the ball. And as Jermaine was reaching up to make the catch, the corner whipped his head around, and I think that distracted Jermaine, and, boy, it just went right off his fingertips. So here's Jesus Nunes to punt the ball, and watch out. Zaylen Stoker is back deep.
Nunes with the end-over-end punt. It's going to hit and take.
Great
nice
coverage.
Jacksonville roll. Indians all around it, so they'll be able to let it roll out and down it inside the 20.
Nice punt there by Jesus. Good job, man. Got the good roll and great coverage. Uriel Rosales hustling down the field before Zay Stoker, the dangerous one for Kilgore, All-State last year as a junior, was unable to pick it up, but, boy, he sure was trying to. So here's Jacksonville looking at their 3rd defensive look at Kilgore's offense on their 3rd offensive possession. They've scored on their first 2. Of course, one was a result of an interception that they turned into a score. They'll start this drive at their own 20.
So Williams and Orange in the backfield. Shotgun look. Williams takes the snap, hands it off to Orange. He's straight ahead into the line and gets a few. Then he's taken down from behind.
Yuri Rosales with a tackle. Uriel's pretty active in this first quarter for Jacksonville. Jumps all over Sage Orange before Orange does pick up 4, so 2nd and 6. Remember coming into the ball game last week, I should say, against Palestine, Sage Orange for Kilgore, 13 yards a carry against the Palestine Wildcats. So he is a big play running back. Picks up 4 there.
Hey, and remind me, Matt, how many yards do you have to get for a first down? 10. Wow.
Right. Yeah. There he is.
Deep ball over the middle, Williams. It's caught. It's a foot race.
Nobody home.
And it's a touchdown.
68 yards. 72 yards. 72 yards for the score. Just a complete breakdown for Jacksonville in the secondary. Nobody at all back there for the Fighting Indians. Just a post route. No safety. Neither safety there.
So 3 offensive possessions, 3 scores for Kilgore, 3:39 left in the first quarter. Extra point attempt now brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee is up and good. So 3:39 to go first quarter. Score now Kilgore 21, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back after this short break. This is Jacksonville football on JISD Live.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
And we are back live here at the historic Tomato Bowl. If you're just joining us, Kilgore, 3 offensive possessions, 3 scores. Jacksonville down 21-0 with about 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And Matt, it is time. It is go time for this Jacksonville offense.
I mean, you got to put up right here. I mean, you got to bow your neck. All those phrases everybody likes to use when you got to toughen up. This has just been a disastrous start for Jacksonville, and I got to show some fight here. It's very lackluster down here on the sidelines. I mean, somebody's got to step up and lead here, and I'm just not seeing it.
So the Indians will start this possession at their 29-yard line, heading to the north end of Tomato Bowl. Two Indian receivers on either side of the formation.
Mara's in the ball game at running back for Jacksonville.
McCowan takes the snap, hands it off to Mars. Mars trying to go off the left side, and he is slung down at the line.
Jackson Tucker Phillips, that great law firm that on the tackle. Give us a call, Jackson Tucker Phillips, if you've been injured. So about a half-yard gain for Dede. Just call it the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
So we'll go under 3 minutes before the next snap. Jacksonville just not able to get anything going so far. McCowan drops back. Under pressure. Down he goes.
Late flag
comes in. It's like a flag comes in, yes.
So LaKeelan Graves comes in with the sack and late flag. And, of course, McCown was he was pretty much down when the flag came out. So I see the official picking up his flag. And so he's picking it up because he's got to pick up the football and mark it off against Kilgore. There's the penalty call.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 90.
So the law firm of Jackson Tucker Phillips with the slap to the face, illegal use of the hands to the face, and Jacksonville will have an automatic Bill McRae Ford first down.
So the Indians with a chance to cross the river, as they say, for the first time as he slings it out.
Kenny.
Does McCowan to Kenny Grant, and he makes his way up near midfield.
Good blocking there by Jermaine. Not only can catch the football and do something with it, but he can get some blocks down the field. He'll help Kenny get about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. This is the best field position for Jacksonville so far. As we move toward the 2-minute mark in this first quarter, the ball right at the 50. And you're a good call earlier, Aaron. I mean, Jacksonville's really milking this clock. I mean, and why wouldn't you?
Well, it was one thing when you're down a score or two, but now you're going to get to the point where you have to worry about getting your own score.
Searles.
And Searles with a burst. He's still on his feet, and he is down inside the Bulldog 25. This kid is special.
He just brings another look to the table. He's just a freshman, and we knew going into this season, Jacksonville knew that he was probably close to being the best back in the program, but he's just a 9th grader. Didn't want to bring him up yet, bring it up slow, but, man, it's time to go.
Yeah,
And you can see why right there.
Yeah, the big Bill McRae Ford first down sets the Indians up just outside the Kilgore red zone for the first time tonight.
Unusual vision for somebody his age. The way he sees the field and knows when to cut and get up the field.
2 receivers on either side of the formation for Jacksonville. The handoff to Searles again. Little burst, but he will be taken down before he can really get going.
Got tripped up by one of the defensive linemen, and then P.J. Wiley comes over, and there's a lot of Kilgore Bulldogs going both ways, offensive and defensive side of the ball. I mean, P.J. Wiley's a wide receiver, and look at him. He's at, let me see where he's going to line up right here. He's lining up at a linebacker position. You don't see a lot of wide receivers lining up right there. Maybe he's a strong safety. He hasn't gotten set yet. No, he's stepping up in the box there. So 2nd down. Searles does pick up 3.
Go down under the 1-minute mark here. McCowan dropping back, looking. Left side tipped, almost intercepted and incomplete.
Oof. Very fortunate that wasn't picked off right there. Kenny Grant, the intended receiver, on the slant. Brady trying to drop it over the top of the safety, and it just didn't get tall enough with it. Got tipped, almost picked. 3rd down, 8 to go for Jacksonville at the Kilgore 21.
If you're Jacksonville, you got to be thinking you really want points on this drive. Obviously, want a touchdown if at all possible.
Yeah, Jermaine is not in on this set right here.
Trips right, 1 left, go the receivers. McCowan rolling right, setting, firing deep to the back of the end zone.
Oh, that's Jermaine, I'm sorry. Incomplete.
And just
he was hiding
to bring it in.
He was hiding on that far side in that double slot, so it was Jermaine in the ball game. I was wondering when it's 3rd down and 8, it's 21. Where's Jermaine? He's out there.
He was the intended receiver,
got to focus a little bit across the field. So 4th down, and Jason Holman knows in 4-down territory here. You're down 21-0 in the first quarter. Hey, you want to get points right here, but that would be what? That'd be a 38-yarder. Definitely in Jesus' range, but, man, you need a touchdown. You got to get in the end zone here.
So 4th down and 8. Jacksonville looking to convert. McCowan rolling to his right. Here comes pressure. Ball is up, and it is incomplete as it sails out of bounds.
Boy, if that ball could have been thrown into the blue of the end zone instead of in the out. I mean, Zeke Whitaker was wide open.
He was all alone.
So ball goes over on downs as Jacksonville shows some flash, Aaron, on that drive, and particularly Rodarius Searles. A couple of good catches along the way by Kenny Grant and Zeke Whitaker. Promising. Now it's up to your defense. I mean, can you everybody just play their spot. Don't give up the big play. And tackle. Just play some defense right here. See Michael Miles in the game for the first time in 3 weeks. He's back, the junior linebacker, who was the newcomer of the year last year in the district. They've missed him.
Lots of motion out there, and Kilgore Williams pitches out.
What a great tackle.
Yeah, excellent tackle over there. Great coverage.
That's Whitaker coming across from his safety position and just cleaning up Isaiah Waters.
Yeah, you see that kind of double move almost with the motion they had with Waters, but Whitaker just stayed home. He wasn't fooled by any of it.
And Whitaker, he's one of the fastest guys on the team. And, to come all the way over from his safety position on that play like that, to get up there and make that tackle for only, a 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain? Pretty impressive. 2nd and 8 as we end this first quarter.
And so after 1 quarter of play here at the historic Tomato Bowl, our score, Kilgore 21, Jacksonville nothing. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
We're back here at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, as we get set for the 2nd quarter of play. Kilgore leading 21-0. Ball sitting at the Bulldog 23. It's 2nd down and 8. Williams drops back to pass, looks right, throws, and that looks to be a 1st down.
Well, they just scoot out there so quickly, and Jacksonville played that pretty well, Aaron. And Michael Miles, the linebacker, again, seeing his first snaps in 3 weeks, comes over and makes the tackle, but not before Kilgore picks up a 1st down. But, man, Taylor Oliver just scooted out there in a hurry and caught that pass, takes it for the 1st down.
So Kilgore goes with 2 receivers on either side of the shotgun set. Sage Orange is the back with Williams. Williams, though, will throw to the right side for a few as he finds Wiley.
Wiley has to be a D1 prospect. I mean, he's 6'4", about 185, 190. He can fly. Just a little pitch and catch right there with his quarterback, Derek Williams. Picks up 4, 2nd and 6.
So 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Now motion the H-back to the right side as Orange gets the handoff, and he will battle his way out to the Jacksonville 45. That's good for 1st down yardage. Flag comes in on some extracurriculars.
They're going to get Devereaux. Play's over. Stop playing.
Well, and it's early in the ball game for you to be getting that frustrated, but Kilgore will, if they continue to have the success they're having, they're going to try to go Jacksonville a little bit, or just kind of let those emotions maybe get the best of Jacksonville, and you just can't take the bait.
You can't, and when the whistle blows, you got to hear it. I mean, you got to stop pushing the running back, and then especially you can't sling him to the ground after the whistle, and that's what happened. 1st down, Kilgore at the Jacksonville 40.
So Kilgore going to load the backfield again with 2, and the handoff from Williams is to Orange, and Orange is gone.
40 yards right up the middle. Nobody home at safety. First, nobody home at linebacker. Splits the safety, and last guy had a chance, and Orange just kind of did the Johnny Manziel kind of move his hips move, and you're not touching me. 40-yard touchdown. for Kilgore.
So Jacksonville unable to make a stop on any Kilgore possession so far. Now is Gary out again for the extra point, brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. The kick is on the way and good. And so with 10:20 to go here in the first half, the score now, Kilgore 28, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back after this short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Let's tackle. And we are back here at the historic Tomato Bowl, where Kilgore has taken a commanding 28-0 lead. 4 scores on 4 possessions, Matt.
Not much you can say, Aaron, except Kilgore's a good football team, and Jacksonville is not rising to the challenge of what Kilgore is putting on the field tonight. Tough night so far.
Izagiri with the kickoff. It's fielded by the up man cleanly.
Walker.
As Ryan Walker makes his way out to the Jacksonville 45. So not a bad little return there, and Jacksonville will be set in pretty good field position to try to improve on their drive, the prior drive where it looked like they were going to threaten, Matt. And
yeah, it was a great drive. They managed the clock. They mixed up their play calls very well. Jason McClendon, the offensive coordinator, I love those calls. They just need to finish. They're just not finishing.
So the clock is running. That shouldn't be happening.
I don't know about that.
Did he?
It's a little early.
I missed the whistle.
It's a little early for that.
Ryan and Todd letting me know the whistle blew. Well, I just flat missed it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So the handoff straight ahead for a few.
Morris.
As Dede takes it to the 45.
Number 14, Dede Morris, the ball carrier.
It's just a physical mismatch right now between the defensive front of Kilgore and the Jacksonville offensive line. I mean, you can't zone block these guys because they're so daggum fast. They fill every gap there is. Then they cross and stunt. They're showing why they're ranked number 6 in the state. Second down, 11.
So McCowan under pressure, rolling out to his right. He's going to have to keep and duck out of bounds.
Good decision. Nobody there. Just get what you can. Brady had one of his better games last week against Athens. Threw for 3 scores. Did not have an interception in the game, which has been something that, first year starting on the varsity, learning your receivers, them running the right routes, you connecting with them. Had a nice game last week. Now he's looking at 3rd down and 7. Mars will stay in the ball game at the running back position. Deshaun Edwards, the junior, checks in at wide receiver for the Fighting Indians.
3rd down and 6. Indians not able to get the playoff in time.
Timeout.
They have to call the timeout, and so that's their first, and we'll take it with them. After the short break, we'll come back for more Fighting Indian football here on JISD Live.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back.
It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
And we are back. A 3rd down and 6 coming up for Jacksonville, trailing Kilgore by a score of 28-0. Jacksonville needing to extend this drive. McCowan gets absolutely blasted.
Just a covered sack right there as Brady McCowan had nowhere to go, stepped up in the pocket, and right when he was about to release that football to Kenny Grant, gets popped. 4th down, 12 to go. Nunes will check in to punt to Stoker of Kilgore, or maybe not. I would not. I'd rather see him kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, kick it to me. Kick it to Matt. Just
blocked.
Wow.
Let it go. Let it go.
Well, it was partially blocked, and at least, thankfully it kind of spun the other direction, and he got a little bit out of it, but boy, that could have been really bad.
Well, clearly Kilgore's watched some video of punting for Jacksonville, and they've noticed the
the rugby style rollout.
I mean, it just you just take more time, and you give the defensive front a couple of extra steps to get to you, and it's great when nobody's rushing. You got time, you're just going to pop it. Well, when they're coming, they're going to block it. So that's the second block of a punt for Jacksonville this year on that rugby-style punt. So here's Kilgore with good field position. They'll start it right at the 50, leading 28-0 in the second quarter, just not even the middle of it.
Man in motion from the left to the right, gets the ball in the jet sweep. Jacksonville absolutely bamboozled. Big first down for Chris Williams.
Fighting Indians have struggled all year having somebody seal that edge and turn it back to the inside of the defense, and it's just been just a no-show for Jacksonville this year on that wide stuff, stretches, reverses like that. So let's hang on just a moment. There may be a reason why Williams got off the field like that.
Flag came in late.
Yeah,
it's got to be a hold that let him get around the edge like that.
Yeah, sometimes we get a little bit ahead of ourselves and start saying, the defense needs to seal the edge. And then maybe he didn't seal it because he got held.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the call.
Maybe he was trying to.
Yeah, trying to do it. It's a block below the waist, not a hold.
Still first down.
Wow.
So 10 yards from the spot makes it about an 11-yard penalty. So just behind the line of scrimmage on it makes it first down, 21.
So now
he moved.
Man in motion, and a flag comes in.
Yeah, they're going to get
on that.
Josh Parrish.
False start. 81 to the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
He'll check out for Kilgore, and Ja'Cory Walton will come in for him. He was in that slot in the backfield, and he was just a scooch too soon. So 2 consecutive penalties on Kilgore. First down and 25. That pushes it, they had it at the 50. Now they're at their 34.
So now Williams going to roll and fire to the right, high.
Gosh, what a catch.
And talk about high pointing a ball.
Did he catch
Was
it?
he able to bring it down?
Oh, no, I don't think he did.
For number 17, Ja'Cory Walton.
I thought he brought it down,
Sure
but he
looked
did
like
not.
he did, but Walton not able to complete the play.
Yeah, he caught it, and you have to complete the catch by when you come to the ground. You got to hang on to it, and he did not. But he did have it. As you said, Aaron, he high-pointed it, just was unable to hold on to it when he hit the ground. So second down, 26 now, 25, I should say, for Kilgore.
So Williams now under some pressure. Jacksonville needs to wrap up and tackle, and they're able to do that as they get multiple hats to the ball.
Nice tackle by Reese Hicks right there, just picking up the quarterback, Derek Williams, and just body slamming him on the turf. Very physical tackle by the junior Reese Hicks from his safety position.
Third down and 20.
So third down 20. It's the Fighting Indians. Nice job coming up and not allowing Derek Williams, who had a 60-yard run on the first play of the game to set up Kilgore's first score. They get him contained there. This would be the first stop for Jack. Oh, I better not say that. Hang on.
So third.
Don't want to jinx this here.
Third and long. Two Kilgore receivers each way. Williams going to be putting it up deep, the right side, and boy, the receiver and the corner both went down, and we'll see. No flag.
Yeah, P.J. Wiley was going downfield, and just tremendous coverage by Nehemiah Boyd, the senior for Jacksonville. He was on top of Wiley where you want to be on those deep passes, and Wiley didn't have anything to do. He actually pushed Nemo in the back. Could have been offensive pass interference, no call. And now Kilgore will punt the ball for the first time, Aaron. Good job by Jacksonville defensively. Had some help with a couple penalties, but they didn't give up the big play. Reese Hicks, the junior, will drop back for Jacksonville to receive this Kilgore punt.
So see if Jacksonville can get some pressure. They do.
Look out, look out!
Punt is just
Man.
straight up.
Oh, gosh. Jordan Dorsey, he did not know that was such a bad punt.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the worst punts I've seen this year.
He just didn't know where the ball was.
I mean, I don't blame him. Jordan was he was going downfield. The coaches were, saying, ball, look up. And Jordan, that ball came right by his leg. So just a terrible punt. I don't know if Todd got that, but that looks like about maybe a 5-yard punt. It was that bad. Probably because Kilgore doesn't have to punt the ball that much.
Todd says 3.
3-yard punt. Like I said, I'm sure that Kilgore's punter is not a well-used weapon they have, the way they move the ball offensively. So Jacksonville with good field position, the short field at the Kilgore 43.
So McCown will hand off.
Searles.
And Searles will burst ahead, and he's down to about the 38-yard line. Gain of about 4.
Boy, I like the way Searles looks at the line of scrimmage, and sometimes he doesn't go on the stretch where it's supposed to go. If he sees a little opening, he's going to plant that foot and get up the field, and he did right there. If he doesn't, it's no gain, but he picks up 3, 2nd and 7. So the freshman getting some carries here in the first half, as Jason Holman told us he would after his fourth quarter last week, where he showed, hey, I'm a varsity football player as a freshman.
So Searles will get a handoff again, this time to the left side. A-gap makes a man miss, spins ahead for a few extra.
Number 26, Rodarius Searles, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 4, Zaylon Stoker.
So Stoker makes the tackle on Searles. He'll pick up 3 on the play, so 3rd down and 4 for the Fighting Indians at the Kilgore 36.
4:20 and counting here first quarter. Jacksonville looking to post their first score after making their first stop on the last Kilgore drive, and then the bad punt gave them the great field position. So see what
you got. Stoker.
6 seconds on the play clock. Jacksonville's got to go 2 seconds now. McCowan does get it off. He throws just a duck, I think you'd say.
Well, he felt the pressure, Aaron. It looked like Kilgore they were blitzing on the play, and they did a little stunt, a little whip around, and boy, Brady he had to get rid of it. And when he did, he just sailed it way over the head of Jermaine Taylor, who was just running a little out route. So 4th down, 4 to go. Taylor in the slot. Deshaun Edwards, the junior, flanked to the right on 4th down and 4 for the Fighting Indians.
We'll see what the Indians do. 3 seconds on the play clock. 2, going to have to call a timeout. Is Jacksonville.
Timeout. Jacksonville.
And so we'll take it with them. After a short break, we'll come back for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we're back live. Jacksonville going for it on a 4th down and 4 here. Ball sitting at the 36-yard line and looking to extend this drive. McCowan with time. Incomplete.
Close. Kenny Grant.
Just off the hands of Grant, who took a shot at the end of that play.
Catchable ball. Nice throw by Brady over the middle, and Kenny Grant going up for it. Took a shot in the helmet, but he's actually limping a little bit, twisted up a little. So Jacksonville ball goes over on downs. First down, Kilgore.
So Jacksonville was able to record their first stop, and then unfortunately just not able to keep that drive going. The defense will have to answer again.
I mean, Jacksonville's shown they can move the ball. They just got to finish. They're getting in those 3rd downs and just not converting.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The handoff, though, straight ahead. A big burst into Jacksonville territory.
That's another running back, Xander Short.
Number 12,
Rayshawn Williams. He is a freshman for Kilgore with the carry. Yikes.
So they are deep.
Wow. Deep at running back.
So ball sitting now at the Jacksonville 42-yard line. Williams will load up and fire, and he's got his man. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Wiley.
P.J. Wiley, we knew he would be a big play threat, and so he has proved.
Just a straight go route. Derek Williams, playground stuff. I'll snap the ball, and I'm just going to wait till you beat the safety, and then I'm going to let her rip. We were watching him in warm-ups, and he was at the other 45, and he was dropping it right into the end zone easily. Tight spiral, and you saw it right there. Perfect throw and catch for the score.
So now Izagiri on for the extra point attempt, which is brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. The kick is up, and it is good. A reminder, if you need a little kick, our friends at Neighbors are here to serve you. 35-0 the score now. 3:01 to go in the first half. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of '66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for nothing.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl here in downtown Jacksonville. 3:01 to go in the first half. and it is all Kilgore.
I knew they were a good football team, but man, I don't see very many weaknesses. It isn't like Jacksonville's just playing horrible and they're handing them stuff. They're just a good, solid team, and they have a lot of weapons.
Talking about solid, a good kickoff
into the end zone
that will chase
Jermaine
Taylor into the end zone, but he's been there before, and he's put up big returns like a Jacksonville high school record. This one, though, he takes out to about the 38-yard line.
I guess they didn't see the Crandall game.
Yeah.
108 for that score, and boy, it looked like he might break one right there. Just couldn't get past that last wave of Kilgore Bulldogs. He caught it on the fly on the 2-yard inside the end zone about 2 yards and gets it out to the 39-yard line. So with 2:52 and one timeout in their hip pocket, can Jacksonville get on the scoreboard here before the half?
Two receivers on the right side, one on the left, handoff. And
Morris.
A few there for Dede as he makes his way out over the 40.
Fans, stay with us. We'll have the All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Jason Holman, and then we'll have a very special guest. Ryan Black will be joining us, the all-time leading passer in Jacksonville history. No, it's not a McCowan. It is Ryan Black. He is here tonight. Channel 19 did a story on the 12 overtime game. He was their guest tonight as Channel 19 here, CBS 19 is in town to do a story on that game, and he was the quarterback, and he's going to join us at the half, and we're going to reminisce with Ryan, who played for Jacksonville 2008, 9, and 2010.
Now a handoff again. It's to Morris, and he will progress down to about the 44.
Bring up third down and about 4. Tough running by Dede. I mean, he's getting up in that mix master, and he is running hard. He'll check out. Redarius Searles will check in.
1:35 and counting here in the first half. If you're Jacksonville, you'd love to have a score to go in. Jacksonville will be getting the ball to begin the second half of play.
Jacksonville's going to let this
Again, Jacksonville going to run the clock all the way down and
call timeout.
They'll take their last timeout, so we'll take it with them. And we'll come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
We are back at the historic Tomato Bowl. 1:13 to go here in the first half. Third down and 4 for Jacksonville. Brady McCowan looks left, throws, tunnel screen set up beautifully. First down, Bill McCray Ford first down into Bulldog territory.
Yes, well executed by the Fighting Indians. McCowan telling his freshman Searles, the running back, you go this way. And it looked like they were trying to set up something to Redarius, and then Ryan just turned around and flips it to Jermaine on that tunnel screen. Good blocking. He gets up in that tunnel for the first down. Clock running with 50. Jacksonville has no timeouts.
They'll have two receivers on either side. McCowan will look for one of those. Deep ball to the left.
Touchdown.
He's got him. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
41 yards for the score. Jermaine Taylor got past the safety. And what a nice job by Brady McCowan as he had pressure, which he's had all night long. just kept his feet, stayed in the pocket, knew he was going to take a shot, rolling to his left, planted his feet, and Jermaine beats the safety for the score, and the Fighting Indians on the board. With the 6, here's Jesus. Arrington will hold to try to tack 7 on for Jacksonville.
The extra point brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. So 40 seconds to go until halftime. Score now, Kilgore 35, Jacksonville 7.
Kilgore Bulldogs 35, Fighting Indians.
We'll take the short break and come back. This is Jacksonville football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we are back. 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Jacksonville now on the board. A big strike from McCowan to Taylor with the Fighting Indian scoring drive summary. Here's Todd Travis. Todd?
It was a 4-play, 62-yard drive, finishing with a touchdown, making the score 35-7.
You couldn't have a better way for Jacksonville to finish this dismal first half. I mean, just to get something on the board and have something, you come out and get the ball in the second half to start.
Pop-up kick to the left side, near side rather, and it goes out of bounds as Jacksonville was trying that pop-up kick to see if they could maybe get a live ball out of it, but you got to keep it in bounds to try to pull that off.
Yeah, heads-up play by P.J. Wiley of Kilgore. I mean, he could have caught that football and stepped out, but he's going to get the benefit of the penalty here. So they'll move it up from the spot, put it at the 40, 40-yard line, because it was about the 35.
Result of the penalty has the
So if you're Jacksonville right here, it's 40 seconds. Don't get beat deep. I mean, maybe Clint Fuller, the head coach of Kilgore, maybe he says, you know what, I'm going to get that touchdown back. We're going to throw deep here. Or maybe he's just going to run it out and go in there at the half.
He's definitely got the weapons to do that. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's throwing.
So Williams loads up, fires right. Got his man. First down, he steps out of bounds. As Wiley again.
He's a big one. Yeah, he's not 6'4". I gave him that a minute ago. He's more like 6'2". He's still a big kid. But any scouts out there listening, he's not 6'4". he's 6'2".
They're turning their cars around now. They were Williams, right side.
Nice defense. Wow.
Catch is made right at the sticks again.
That was a late mix-up with Jordan Dorsey and number 52 Colin Burrows for Kilgore. Play was down, and they were still getting after it. So timeout Kilgore as Clint Fuller, he says, hey, we want some more points. We don't like that 7 Jacksonville guy. We want that back.
So, yeah, no surprise really, Matt, when you've got a team that comes in, number 6 in the state, able to move the ball and able to score like Kilgore, that they would continue to try to do that as much as they can.
No doubt, and I think that for Jacksonville right here, I mean, I like the way they've kept those 2 passes in front of them. The problem is that the physicality of the Kilgore receivers, you got to go tackle them, even though they caught it underneath and you kept them in front of you. They can take it to the house if you don't make that tackle. We saw that right there with Stoker. Almost got away. So first down for the Dogs, the Jacks 37 with 23 seconds. By the way, I think Kilgore has 1 timeout remaining now.
So back to play. 2 receivers on each side of the Kilgore formation for Derek Williams.
He moved.
Yes.
They're going to get the running back.
There's the flag.
Yeah, Hinton for Jacksonville, he flinched and kind of stuck his nose over the line of scrimmage. Got back pretty quick. Not too bad. And then the running back in the backfield, Waters, moved.
So 1st and 15 now for Kilgore. As the snap gets away from Williams, he's got it back, but Jacksonville's pursuit will force him out of bounds for a loss.
Williams trying to make something out of the bad snap, unable to do that. Nice pursuit by Jacksonville. Will stop the clock with 15 seconds to make it 2nd and a mile now. So Kilgore's aspirations of getting that touchdown back dimming here. And they were kidding. I mean, you'd think they'd run out the clock, and go in 35-7, and they're chunking it up down the field.
Yeah, I'd watch a deep shot here. 2nd and 15. That's what Williams, he actually throws to the left side, and he's almost intercepted. We were all ready to celebrate Kincaid.
So close.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that would have been Jacksonville's first interception of the year. Nice job by DK, the senior, jumping the route. They were trying to get it to Stoker.
So now, 3rd and a mile.
So Trent Powell, who's been playing outside linebacker, he's dropped back in a safety-like position.
Yeah, he, of course, played safety last year.
You got Zeke
back up.
Zeke back there with him, with Reese Hicks. So 9 seconds, 3rd and a mile for Kilgore.
So Williams just going to take the knee, and that will do it for the first half. At the end of the first half, the score, Kilgore 35 and Jacksonville 7. The Indians with a tough half, but ended it with some momentum for sure. And so, Matt, we'll throw it down to you to get Jason Holman's thoughts.
I'm going to get his thoughts as soon as he confers with one of his seniors, Raphael Foy. Raphael's explaining to Coach Holman what happened right there, and we'll get his comments here. Coach, tough start, but what a great way to end the first half. You get the ball back to start the second half, and you had a little momentum going there. Nice score.
Well, that's what we need, some positive. That certainly was a great throw and catch with Jermaine right there, and a good kickoff return by him to set that up. So we got to take advantage of that. We got to build some momentum coming back for the second half. We got to get locked in defensively. We've had a few busts. They've called some good plays, but we've got to get locked in and get some stops.
Coach, they're so talented on both sides of the ball, but it just feels like your defense is tackling better. They're in better position this week. It's the big plays. Yeah. You seem like you're making tackles, and all of a sudden they get the big one.
Yeah, well, they caught us on a motion adjustment. We had a secondary bust on the long pass they threw going towards the clock, and that was, that's a mental thing. Not a physical thing. We just got to be able to adjust and line up to their shifts and whatever they do.
Offensively, you're doing a nice job milking the clock and controlling the football much better.
Yeah, and we've had some success in the run game. That we were very skeptical because they're very good up front, but we got to keep battling there.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman on the All Smiles halftime interview. Guys, we'll throw it back up to you and take a break, and I'm going to get my special guest Ryan Black here after this break.
All right, sounds good. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
And we are back. It is halftime here at the historic Tomato Bowl. Kilgore leading Jacksonville by a score of 35-7. And now send it back down to field level for Matt Montgomery and a special guest. Matt?
Thank you, Aaron. We do have a special guest tonight, very special guest, the all-time leading passer in Jacksonville history in multiple categories. Ryan Black played in 2008, 9, and 2010. Ryan, welcome back to Tomato Bowl, and I know you've been here and you've seen the new facility. Tonight you were a special guest on Channel 19, CBS 19, recalling the 12 overtime game against Nacogdoches back in 2010, your senior year. What an experience that was for you. What has gone through your mind since that game happened, because it's still a record?
It's pretty cool to be in the history books and it be part of your high school class. It's something we'll never forget.
Yeah. Ryan, you broke onto the scene as a sophomore in 2008. Jacksonville, you kind of came in toward the end of the year and you were getting some snaps, and then you just put together 2 incredible years in 9 and 10, and you had some great receivers during that time. I know you're really proud of what you guys accomplished during that time, and I know that CBS 19 asked you your greatest memory. Maybe you've had some time to think about it. I'm going to ask you that too. Yeah. What are your memories?
Honestly, it was probably getting to play with my little brother my senior year, now that I've thought about it. Having Andrew on varsity as a freshman, playing receiver, I think he caught 3 or 4 touchdowns that year, from me. So that was really cool. Something we'll never forget.
Of course, the most famous pass that you threw to Andrew, Jeff Traylor, the head coach at UTSA, when he was at Gilmer, and Jacksonville went over and handed him one of his only losses, okay, and the backwards pass. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was one of them deals. I saw him open for a first down. I think it was 3rd and 10 or something like that, and I saw him open, but I got grabbed, and the defensive lineman slung me around. And I knew Andrew was wide open right there, so I just flicked it behind my head, and they said it was a perfect spiral. I don't know how, but it got to him without getting intercepted, and we moved the chains.
I had to have smelling salts. I fell down. I couldn't believe it. That was absolutely unbelievable. So I also want to point out, before I forget, that you got 100% of your athletic ability from your mother's side, correct?
That is 100% correct. The Gilbert genes are running strong. Okay. That black side doesn't get too much credit.
I just wanted to make sure that I pointed that out, and I'm sure I'll be getting some text later on that comment alone. But did some great things here, and you played for Steve Wells and his staff, and well, you guys really had a passing game, but you could run the ball as well, because a lot of people think about you throwing the ball, but you actually got a lot of yards running too.
Yeah, and of course my junior year we had Kendrick Hatton, who was that dude should have played somewhere after high school. We had some talent in Jacksonville those couple of years. We really should have made some deeper runs. We just could never get it done, so we had a lot of talent. It wasn't just me. I got to give credit to a lot of my teammates for some of those records, because we had some playmakers.
And of course, you went on to TJC after you graduated from Jacksonville in 2011, and then you left Tyler Junior College after 1 year, went to Henderson State. And talk a little bit about your experience there.
It was a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth at TJC, and so I decided to go ahead and go to Henderson State, not sticking around to see if any better offers came around. And really at Henderson, I had to learn to be a good teammate. I was behind a quarterback that ended up finishing 2nd and 3rd in the Division II Heisman both years, and then moved to receiver, moved to safety. They were trying to get me on the field everywhere they could, but it taught me to be a good teammate. And then looking back, it's really how God softened my heart to be where I'm at now and have the heart for others that I want to use to go into life and help other people.
So talk about your family, Ryan. You're married, children?
Yeah, I got a wife, married my high school sweetheart. She was the head cheerleader our senior year, the kind of the Disney Channel relationship. And we've got
quarterback cheerleader.
Yeah, we got a 10-year-old son that we had. Actually, we got married my first year of college. We had him right out of high school, and my coaches took care of me and were able to keep me in school and get my degree. And then we had to have a 6-year-old little girl. So we're loving life, and all glory goes to God. God's been good to us.
So back to football, I know you're a big high school football fan, and when you watch the game today, how much has it changed in the last 12, 13 years since you were playing here at Tomato Bowl?
Man,
because you guys really threw the ball around a lot.
Yeah, we did. Brady doesn't have much time tonight. I think we do have some looks where there's some one high safety playing man coverage, and we got to get Jermaine out there on some single coverage. We got to get him the ball, run some slants or something to get him the ball, get the ball out of our hand quick. But a lot too, these kids, it doesn't seem like they have the fire and passion, that we used to have, that the Jacksonville history has. I'd like to see a little more enthusiasm out of these kids, and I think we'll get there eventually. It's tough. It's tough when you're getting beat down like this by a great football team, but maybe we'll see a little bit of fire coming out of halftime.
Hope so. Hey, that's great advice. You may need to send you over there and let you tell everybody that. So, hey, Ryan, thanks. We're so proud of you, and boy, you've done such a great had such a great life after high school here, and really a tribute to your family, your mom and your dad, and the way they raised you. And I just miss watching you play, dude. I mean, I still remember that Sulphur Springs game still breaks my heart in the playoffs. We were so close, man. That was amazing.
Yeah, that game is probably the one that haunts me the most. That was my best game I ever played. But
400, it was the highest passing yards ever.
Yeah, but at the same time, I threw some crucial interceptions that kind of helped Sulphur Springs get their offense rolling. And I missed the touchdown throw to Ryan Lacey. That was my first interception. It would have been like an 80-yard touchdown throw where he was wide open. I should have put some air on it, and I put it on the line. And if we go up 28-0, I don't see him coming back on that one. But it's one of them deals. Like,
I mean, we were down at the 7 or 8 yard line and ran out of time. Was it somewhere down in there?
I think we were at midfield.
Midfield, okay.
Yeah, we got the ball back with like 13 seconds or 7 seconds maybe, and we were at midfield. It was a one last-ditch effort throw that one still haunts me.
I know you gotta feel proud when you look at the quarterback lineage of Jacksonville. Everybody obviously thinks about the McCowans, and there's been some other great quarterbacks here. To think about that, you threw for more yards than anybody in Jacksonville history. Completion percentages, touchdowns, all that stuff. That's got to feel pretty good knowing the guys that played in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think we threw the ball a little more than those McCowans did back in the day, so the stats are a little skewed, but it's still cool to see your name at the top.
That's a very nice answer.
Well, those guys proved it after high school. It really, to me, like, they get all the credit for Jacksonville quarterbacks. You might as well not even talk about Ryan Black when we're talking about Jacksonville quarterbacks. I don't care. I'm at the top of the record books. Those guys proved it from college to the next level, and that's what it's all about right there. That's when you prove how good you really are. That's at the next level. So,
well, Ryan,
a decent high school quarterback.
I would say more than decent. I would definitely say more than decent. Well, man, I'm proud of you. You've done great. In spite of your dad's lack of athleticism, I think you've just been tremendous. Appreciate you joining us here at the Whataburger Halftime Report. Good luck to you. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Ryan Black, appreciate him being with us here at the half, guys, and we'll toss it back up to you.
Yeah, great to hear from Ryan, and always good to have Jacksonville legends come back and join us. It is time now on the Whataburger Halftime Report for this week's installment of Ask the Indians.
The best pregame snack is always a Gatorade protein bar. For sure. For sure. Yes, it is. What is it? I don't even know. See, you don't even know. It's a Gatorade protein bar for sure.
Ooh. I'd probably say some cheddar cheese goldfish. Goldfish, it's hard.
Oh, you know it's them McDonald's, them cheeseburgers. Oh my goodness, them things
Pre-game snack.
Can't go wrong with some fruit snacks.
Goldfish.
Taco Bell deluxe box. I would just like a chicken sandwich from somewhere.
This is Hong Kong.
Don't even try that. This is Hong Kong. He playing yours is Taco Bell.
Oh, heck no.
Whataburger.
Whataburger. I'm saying Whataburger.
No, it's not a snack. It's a food. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Anything is a snack for me.
And so there it was. Ask the Indians, the best pregame snack. Well, I'll tell you what, I had a pretty good root beer float at the new Ritual soda fountain before the ball game. So I think a root beer float, I don't know, probably not for an athlete.
Probably not the best idea before you get out of the heat.
But
no.
But I will say that
sitting in the air conditioner up here just talking. Yeah, that's probably okay. Yeah,
I'm holding up okay.
You doing all right?
But
that's
hey,
good.
It is now time to bring in Todd and Ryan and talk about these first half stats. Brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA, and obviously the big number that really matters on the scoreboard. Todd, is against the Indians, but Jacksonville was able to move the ball in that first half, just not able to finish.
They did. We had 5 first downs in the first half, 15 rushes for a total of 34 yards, and 6 pass completions for 79 yards. We had the 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception. Oops.
Yeah, of course that interception really hurt because that set up the scoring drive. That at that point it was Kilgore was 2 for 2, and then they it started to be the writing started to sort of be on the wall there a little bit, but Jacksonville able to capitalize there at the end of the half. So
we did. We held them, made them punt the one time.
Yep.
And they did not have an effective punt, so we should have had a little momentum. Came out and tried 4 plays and didn't get a first down. So we didn't really take advantage of our opportunity there.
Yeah. Ryan, what stood out to you from that first half just for Jacksonville in terms of, obviously we knew Kilgore coming in was a really strong team. Obviously they're number 6 in the state, but
yeah, they're very good.
What were some of the things that you feel like Jacksonville could improve on just to kind of stay in this ball game?
I mean, you heard it from Ryan Black there, the intensity. I mean, I think that's going to be a huge thing. Jacksonville went down and had a good scoring drive there to end the second quarter. Really probably should have had one earlier in the game, too. I personally was hoping that they would kick a field goal there and just try to put some points on the board rather than go for it on 4th down. We're in Jesus' field goal range, and at that point, you're not exactly expecting to win this game or have it be competitive at all. And so, like I said before the game, Jacksonville needs to work on the things that they need to work on and not worry about the number on the scoreboard. And I think that's kind of been probably the downside of the first half, but there have been some bright spots. Searles has looked everything that we thought he would be. I mean, this is a very good Kilgore defense, and he's running the ball very effectively here in the first half. And if we can get the ball in his hands and Jermaine's hands more in the second half, I think we could put up some more points.
Yeah, he's a very exciting young player, is Searles. Todd, speaking of exciting players and just individual players, let's take a look at some of those individual numbers.
So Searles is our leading rusher for the first half. He has 5 carries for a total of 31 yards. And Dede Maris has 7 carries for 11 yards. Passing, Brady McCowan, 6 completions on 13 attempts for 79 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And leading receiver, Jermaine Taylor, 3 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. And Zeke Whitaker had 2 catches for 12 yards. Kendrick Grant, 1 catch for 5.
Yeah, and of course we saw Kenny take that shot at the end of one of those plays there in the first half. We hope he'll be okay. He came out under his own power, but that he'll be one to watch. Just unfortunately, he could be another one to add to this sort of list of walking wounded that unfortunately Jacksonville is kind of piling up.
Mm-hmm. There's been lots of injuries.
So
been lots of injuries.
Hopefully,
really, I think the goal for Jacksonville, both in this second half tonight and for next week, is to try to get out of both of these games with as few injuries as possible.
Yeah,
and have as many guys as you can be healthy for that Palestine game after the Chapel Hill game.
Yeah, because then you're looking at games that, games that you feel like you go into, and you hate to say that you're ever out of a game before a game begins, but when you look at Palestine, when you look at Henderson, those are games where on paper you say, okay, we should be more competitive in these games. Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then you're going to want to have as many players healthy as you can, because every win counts, every game counts, and if you're going to sneak in at that 4th spot, you're going to need both of those games. You're going to probably need to steal one.
You're going to need some help.
You're going to need help, but you might need to steal one from Lindale, and you're going to have to be healthy to do that. So yeah, Jacksonville's got a real gauntlet here, for this second half, and then next week with the Kilgore Bulldogs at number 6, then of course Chapel Hill's Bulldogs first ranked. team in the state. I think you could say, guys, these are the dog days of the district schedule for the Indians for sure. So, Todd, were there any other numbers that stood out, or maybe we can just briefly take a look at Kilgore? Obviously, talk about numbers that stand out. We know there are going to be some on that side for sure.
Kilgore had 12 first downs in the first half, 11 rushes for 156 yards, and 7 pass completions for 157 yards.
Yeah.
There were several big plays.
There was.
You know, that first drive I think was 2 plays where they scored. I mean, if I was scouting Jacksonville before this game, you run outside the tackles with either your quarterback or your running back, and you're going to pick up at least 20 yards.
What did we see on the first play?
Literally, that's what they did on the first play.
That's right.
And then we had that big pass completion over the middle where I don't know what was going on defensively, but we didn't have anywhere.
Not close.
We didn't have anybody within 30 yards of the guy. So 2, really big explosive plays there for Kilgore in the first half, and they didn't necessarily need them, but it is important that Jacksonville is able to game plan on that after the fact defensively, because we're going to see that against maybe not Palestine, because I don't know how much that they're throwing the ball.
Right.
But Lindale and Henderson, we're probably going to see some plays like that.
Sure. So now that you've seen that, it's how do you respond for the rest of this game, and then how do you translate what you've learned, what you've worked on into those games later in the season? That's good. That's a good point, Ryan.
And as Matt mentioned, we do seem to be moving pretty slow on offense. We're trying to milk the clock down, I think.
Well, and
I think we're taking it a little far.
Yeah, there was some. I think there's some benefit to that when you're down a score or two, and you still feel like you feel like you're really still in the game. But as you start to get down 3 scores,
well, it depends. What's our goal?
Right.
What are we working on here?
That's a good point.
Are we trying to limit the number of scores, number of touches Kilgore gets on the ball? Or are we trying to prepare for 2 weeks from now when we match up, get through this week and next week, and then so we need to be working on our offense and trying to find the plays that work for us.
Right.
Well, and we've seen the up-tempo stuff work well, and if you're taking all 40 seconds off the play clock between every play, that's not helping any kind of up-tempo that you may have been working on.
There's no rhythm, no flow like this, and you can see Brady's trying to get the play.
Yeah.
Trying to get the clock. Come on, Coach. There's 2 seconds left. Let's go.
Well, we'll see how that approach might change in the second half. Jacksonville, of course, getting the ball to start the second half. So you come out, you get a score. You can kind of change the change the dynamic a little bit, and then maybe you change the approach. So we'll see that in the second half. Well, I think that'll do it for our first half stats, brought to you by Randy Gorham, CPA. Of course, your hometown CPA. Randy, we'd like to thank him for his sponsorship of Jacksonville Athletics. We'll flip around, and Matt, as the award-winning Cherokee Charmers have taken the field, we'll throw it back down to you.
Thanks, Aaron. Joining the halftime show here for the Jacksonville High School Cherokee Charmers, just finishing up their routine. Jacksonville High School band playing for them. Let's listen to the PA.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Cherokee Charmers. And now, introducing the Jacksonville Indian Majorettes, directed by Brianne G. Tonight, the Majorettes are joined by the middle school twirling line. Twirler officers are middle school captains Kinley Pitt and Emory Stevens. Junior Lieutenant Angela Grimaldo. Junior Lieutenant Alyssa Wright. First Lieutenant Juliana Salazar. And your captain, Natalie Joseph. Twirler of the week is Jasmine Servini. Watch now as the twirlers perform to Another One Bites the Dust.
We're at halftime. You're watching the Whataburger halftime show. The Cherokee Charmers just performed. The Jacksonville drill team finishing up their performance. And it's quarterback night here in Jacksonville as we are joined on the Whataburger halftime report by two-year starter, Ryan McCown. Ryan, first of all, welcome back. I know you're at Taylor University up in Indiana. Talk a little bit about that experience. How's that been so far?
It's been great. You know, everybody up there at Taylor is just, it's really a great environment. The coaches are super cool. Teammates, upperclassmen are awesome. I'm really enjoying where I'm at right now.
So what's it like being back here at Tomato Bowl? And I know we'll talk about Brady here in just a moment, but just being back home, I know it's got to feel good to get some of Mama's home cooking.
Yeah, it feels great right now. Tomato Bowl is always a great atmosphere to be in, even when you're not playing. Makes me miss it a little bit more now that I'm on here, down on the turf. But yeah, at least I get to see my little brother play on it.
Well, I know that you're just a freshman up there, and there's some guys ahead of you. Talk a little bit about the pecking order up there and where you stand, and will this be a redshirt year for you, or what's that looking like?
Right now, there are 6 guys in the room. I'm number 3, so I'm probably going to take a redshirt year this year, and then see how things shake out whenever I get to my, I guess it'd be redshirt freshman year.
Yeah, my understanding is that the offense is more of a running offense, and they don't really have you're kind of like the passing guy, right?
Yes, sir, a little bit. The head coach there, Coach Mingo, he's a great coach, and the system he runs is efficient, and the way they do that is they base it off, we're going to run the ball first. And, I think that I bring something to the offense that's a little bit of an X factor, and I can sling the rock around, so we'll see how that changes in the coming days.
So let's talk about your career here in Jacksonville. I was just talking to another Ryan Black, who was the all-time leading passer in Jacksonville history. But heck yeah, he played for 2.5 years, but you didn't get that chance. You played 2 full years and no playoff games, but still 20 games. You moved up the charts pretty quickly. I think you finished 4th all-time in passing. I think that's right, in total yards passing in 2 years. Passed up your dad, by the way. I want to make sure I point that out. I know you like that.
Yeah, I sure did. Actually got him first play at the Henderson game, last game of the year, on that slant route.
I'm glad you caught that. That's great. So, again, you talked about being back here, but, in your career here in Jacksonville, not a lot of wins, but progress, because you got to play with a lot of your friends, a lot of guys that you grew up with, particularly Devin McEwen, who's having a pretty good freshman year so far at UTSA. Talk about that experience getting to play with your friends growing up, because you guys have been together a long time.
I think the 4 years that I was, or that the class of 2023 was at Jacksonville High School, can be categorized as an era of change, because in those 4 years we had 3 coaching changes, and I really think we found one where we can trust and stay with Coach Holman. But it was just a great experience. We grew up together, obviously, and just to see like all my guys around me, especially my best friends Devin, John, Coda, all shape out to be really good athletes and graduate together is one of the happiest moments of my life.
So now I want to turn to your brother Brady. I know that as a big brother, you're really proud to see him coming out here and playing, and it's been a rough first 5 ball games, actually 5.5 ball games. How do y'all talk about football together as brothers? I mean, do you give him pointers since you're older? Does he listen to you? How's that go?
Brady always listens to me whenever I'm giving him the right pointers. When I'm just kind of messing with him, he kind of just tunes me out. Okay. But I try and call Brady every day before the game, ask him what they're doing, see if he can give me a little rundown. Brady's really sharp, and there's nothing that makes me prouder than seeing my little brother out here making plays. And he's going to end up being a way better quarterback than I ever was.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You guys have that little bossa nova step in the pocket down. He did that last week and got a score, and I know you did that so many times, and that's with a lot of practice, I know.
Yeah, I told him, every time that there may be pressure on the quarterback or protection breaks down, all it is an opportunity for you to get better. You can complain about it, but it won't change anything. It won't change any circumstances. So if he has to take this junior season as a chance to make his footwork outside of the pocket better, so he's just that much better going into his senior season, that's great.
Second half against Kilgore, just a great football team. What does Jacksonville need to do to get back in this ball game?
Throw the ball.
spoken like a quarterback, especially a McCown quarterback. Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of your freshman year at Taylor University. Appreciate you joining us here on the Whataburger Halftime Report.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ryan McCown, former Jacksonville quarterback, watching his brother Brady play as the Jacksonville High School Band now wrapping up their halftime performance here on the Whataburger Halftime Report. As we'll catch the rest of this performance.
The Fightin' Indian Band is under the direction of Donnie Barrier, Preston Parker, Preston Long, Catherine Barrier, Kim Beard, and Brianne G. Freshmen of the week are Yesenia Riquena and Eric Villapondo. Band members of the week are Josh Dorman and Maite Otero. Tonight, the band would also like to welcome the Jacksonville Middle School Band, who is seated at the bottom of the bandstand. Great job, band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jacksonville Fightin' Indian Bands.
Another outstanding performance by the Jacksonville High School Band, Charmers, Jacksonville Twirlers, and nice little shout out to the Jacksonville Middle School Band also joining the band section tonight here at Tomato Bowl, where it's 35-7 Kilgore over Jacksonville at the half. Both teams now coming back out onto the field. Fighting Indians will get the football to start the second half, and one play at a time, chip away at it.
Is Miss Jan Goen. This is Mrs. Goen's 50th year at JHS. She was named.
Hey, listen to this.
How about that?
50th year.
JHS Teacher of the Year.
Jan Goen, JHS legend.
Wow. 50 years, man.
And she makes a heck of a pie, too.
She sure does. And she spins a pretty good yarn.
Yes, she does.
She's got so many stories.
Well, Matt, we can go around the district here as we get set to start the second half. Chapel Hill leading Palestine by a score of 23-12.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Lindale over Athens 26-0.
Yikes.
at the half.
Well, last week we were shocked by that 56-7 Lindale win over over Henderson, who's off tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That was at Henderson, and I was pretty shocked by that score. But man, now tonight, Lindale shutting out Athens. Whew. Lindale. They started off kind of slow, gave up a lot of points, but it sounds like
they did.
Chris Cochran's crew over there is finding their rhythm. So, hey man, hey, how are you, man? Look at this guy here.
So
I got all kinds of star-studded former athletes. I got Chris Carpenter now down here. Oh my goodness, how are you?
Good, I'm great, man. Glad to be here, supportive, man.
So, you guys, what was it like playing in front of 101,000 people last week at Tennessee?
Man, it was a crazy experience for myself being from Jacksonville, Texas. I was just grateful to be out there, man. It was great.
Well, you're starting at wide receiver. Devin's down there with you, and Owen's throwing passes and stuff to you. We got a little East Texas thing going on down there.
Yes, sir. We love it. I mean, me personally, I love playing with Devin and Owen. I just can't wait to see what the future holds for us, man.
Well, the only kickoff return in UTSA football history for a touchdown was by this young man, former Jacksonville player Chris Carpenter. Chris, welcome back to Tomato Bowl. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here, man.
All right, we're set to go for the second half. Jacksonville, Kilgore. Fighting Indians will get the football. It feels like homecoming.
Yeah.
I mean, how about these offensive stars showing up tonight? Ryan Black, we had Ryan McCann, and now Chris Carpenter. Devin, I found out, went to see his girlfriend in Houston, so there.
That's all right.
That's okay. We'll let him go.
We'll forgive
Here's
him.
the kickoff, Aaron. Here's Zeke.
Fielded cleanly. Zeke makes a man miss. He's out to the 30, and that's where Jacksonville will begin the second half.
So important for Jacksonville to get off to a good start here. I mean, I know people watching the game that Kilgore jumps out 35-0. Yeah, Jacksonville tacks on a score, but it's still Kilgore. I mean, they're still the dominant team here at Tomato Bowl tonight. And Jacksonville has got to come out on this opening drive and try to set some kind of tone that they're not going to go down easy. So here's Brady McCowan at quarterback. He's got his H-back, the senior Ryan Walker. Didi Mares, the junior, will start the second half at running back.
So now the handoff is to Morris, and he tries to find room on the left side, and there's nothing there.
Well, just a backside tackle there by that law firm, Jackson Tucker Phillips. And Christian, the sophomore I talked about in pregame, he is going to be pretty good. So I think back on some of those Kilgore defenders in the past. Remember that guy Eddie Jones that played at Texas? He played for Kilgore like 2004, 5, 6, around there when they won that state championship in 04. This Christian kid reminds me of him.
Two receivers on the right, one on the left. McCowan having to use his footwork, and then he puts it up to the right side, incomplete, as he was looking for Jermaine Taylor, but he just sailed it a little bit.
And Brady doing a nice job just stepping up in the pocket as the pressure came from Cameron Christian and Tucker Phillips. Looking for his playmaker, Jermaine Taylor, had 3 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Third down, 8 to go. Oh, you just – it's not a good feel when you go 3 and out on that opening drive. This is why you defer. You defer to the second half to try to get some of that momentum. You're down 4 scores. Need to convert here.
So McCowan, short drop, loads, now under pressure, rolls right, fires. Caught at midfield. Jermaine has the Bill McRae Ford first down, and a flag flies late.
It's a late
on
hit.
The sideline as he was hit.
They'll tack 15 on Aaron.
After he went out of bounds, and so Jacksonville in business.
Again, another impressive shot of footwork right there by Brady, stepping up out of the traffic and then rolling to his right, looking like he was going to run. And boy, Brady does. He's really good at throwing on the run. I know he worked hard on that all summer, and it's showing. He finds Jermaine for the first and then tack on 15 on the penalty. So the Fighting Indians get the Bill McRae Ford first down, and that's going to push it into Kilgore territory at the Bulldog 35.
So now Jacksonville, from the prospect of going 3 and out to now moving into Kilgore territory. Morris straight ahead, and he's inside the 30.
You saw him plant that foot right when he got to the zero gap right there, and he just plants it, goes straight up the middle. The linebackers overrun the play, and he gets a nice gain of 7. Searles, the freshman, will check in at running back for Jacksonville.
So McCowan looking to the sideline to get the play. Again, Jacksonville kind of slowing things down here, and that sort of worked against them in the first half, and certainly down 4 scores. We'll see if they continue to use that approach. The handoff is to Searles, and this time he is just shoved back.
Wow, that is some tackling. Just so physical Kilgore is. One of the players loses his helmet, and they'll give Searles forward progress, though, not a really good spot. I noticed this year that the forward progress is very generous. So they may give him about a half yard there. I thought it was more than that, but no, it's 3rd and 3. Yeah, here comes the down marker, a little bit closer. Long 2, 3rd and 2.
So 9:50 and counting here, third quarter, handoff is to Searles, and he's straight into the line.
I think he got it.
Down. He's got the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Line judge over here is marking it, well, let's see. Now he's talking to Zeke. It's first down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains.
Yeah. Tough run by Rodarius Searles. Going behind Dakota Whiteley. Then he puts his foot down. Check that. No, it's Luis Mancera he went behind on that left side, the left offensive tackle, the big fella. 6'5", 310. Pushes for the first down to the dog 25. Got a nice little drive going here, Aaron.
Jacksonville on the move. McCowan drops back, looks right, fires one-on-one. Has he got Taylor? Incomplete. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Wow. Yeah, the official was pretty sure of his call.
Taylor just out of bounds. Incomplete, brings up 2nd down. 10.
Great concentration by Jermaine in the corner over there, and the official, Chris Carpenter, is walking along. You're saying he's going to go down and say, what? He thought it was a touchdown. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's got his arms up.
Chris is, he's lobbying down there.
But the field judge that made the call, he did not hesitate. He immediately waved. Jermaine's pass was caught out of bounds. But what a great throw by Brady. He made sure nobody could get that one but Jermaine. 2nd and 10.
So now Brady looks right, trying to get to Searles out of the backfield, and he'll make it up to about the W in Tomato Bowl, and he's dumped.
I like the call by offensive coordinator Jason McClendon. There's no gain on the play, but what you want to do is you want to get a guy like Rodarius Searles in space and just flip it out there to him. That's not a play that you're going to do most likely with Mahrez or even Jaden Boyd, who is now checked in the ball game. Searles just has that elusiveness when he gets in space, but that time Kilgore closed on him in a hurry. So we'll see Jaden Boyd in at running back for the first time tonight on 3rd down and 10 at the Bulldog 25.
So Brady drops back, loads up, now going to have to run to escape the pressure. He's horse-collared surely.
Horse-collar, come on now, throw the flag. There's no flag?
No flag as he was slung down.
Oh, my goodness.
With what looked certainly to be a horse collar tackle.
You got to be kidding. If that's not a horse collar, I don't know what is. I hear you, Ryan. Run the replay and let's look at that again. I mean, there could not have been a more textbook horse collar. I don't know.
So instead of
4th and 12.
Yeah, instead of getting the benefit of the penalty, you've got a 4th down, a four down territory, of course, for Jacksonville.
So Kilgore has really stiffened up here, haven't they?
2-1.
Just got it off.
Just got the snap off. McCowan going to sail one to the end zone. It's knocked away.
Zeke.
Good coverage.
Pass intended for number 88, Zeke Whitaker.
Not a bad ball by Brady, but good defense.
Zaylen
Stoker, the All-State, as a junior All-State safety, showing why right there. He was step for step with the speedy Zeke Whitaker of Jacksonville. Knocks it away. Yeah, let me check that. That's Kenny Grant, not Zeke. So 28-88 locked in on me there on the far side. So that was Kenny, the intended receiver. So Kilgore takes over on downs, first down. Freshman.
Nice little gain there.
Rashawn Williams, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 2, Reese Hicks.
Williams' second carry as the freshman really popped one in that second quarter when he came in. Again, a deep running back
6-yard gain
position for Kilgore. That's how you make runs like Kilgore has in the last few years. Last year, 10-4. Going to that fourth round, deep at running back.
So now a handoff straight ahead, and
it's that freshman,
the
Williams.
Dogs
number 12,
move the chains again.
You know, he's about 5'5".
Yeah, Rashawn Williams.
I mean, you look at him, he's about 5'5". He's probably about $155, maybe 160, but he runs like Didi Mares. I mean, he just runs straight. He has those shoulder pads east and west, and he runs downhill, picks up the Kilgore first down.
Two receivers on the left, one on the right this time. Loaded backfield now, man in motion. Kind of double move with the motion again that we saw in the first half, and
Williams.
Jacksonville not fooled as Williams gets a few. But
I tell you what, he got more than a few than I thought he would get. I mean, that was stoned at the line of scrimmage, and somehow that little dude, he just wiggled out of it for 4.
Yeah, you've got to finish that tackle.
Oh. He just keeps those legs churning and spins out of tackles. 2nd and 6 for Kilgore.
So now another handoff, and again straight ahead. This time going to be
Williams.
Good for first down yardage, I believe. Are going to be close. Let's see. Yeah, they'll move the chains.
Yeah, that's not Williams. That's another running back for Jacksonville. It's number 5, Isaiah Waters. So you got a freshman carrying the load a few minutes ago, and now you got a sophomore, Isaiah Waters, picking up another Kilgore first down. Did I mention they're deep at running back?
They are extremely deep. This time a passing play out to the left side. Completion is made. And Kilgore down near the 30-yard line.
Mikel Dennis.
Michael Dennis.
Is it Mikel or Michael? Looks like Mikel.
I was going to say Mikel as well, but I mean, I'll let you argue with Chip Pittman on that.
I mean, it's spelled M-I-K-E-L. I mean, that's the way that's spelled. If that's Michael, that's like my second-grade grandson would spell Michael. M-I-K-E-L.
I'm not touching that.
I mean, it's phonics, man. Michael. All right.
Man in
First
motion
down.
from the right to the left. Now back out to the right they go. He's going to get the swing pass, and Jacksonville's got to make a tackle. As Javon Towns, boy, he just got a lot more than he should have out of that.
Jacksonville did a nice job of closing. They just didn't finish with the tackle. These are slashing physical runners. Receivers and running backs for Kilgore. They're not going down with a bump. You got to pull them down.
So now Williams hands
Oh,
off
that's a
straight
bump.
ahead.
Oh, my.
And down he goes.
That is the bone crusher hit
of
the game possibly so far.
That is your leader in the clubhouse.
Michael
For
Miles.
sure.
Man, we've missed him.
We sure have.
3 weeks out. That was a stone at the line of scrimmage. Woof.
So 3rd down and 2 now. Ball sitting at the Jacksonville 24 for the Bulldogs.
Man, I may have to go see Dr. Dar myself after seeing that tackle.
Boy.
Woof. Tough one. Way to go, Miles.
2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right, a loaded backfield. We'll see where they go. Williams slings the pass out to the left side. Can Jacksonville
Great play.
make the tackle? Yes, they can.
Reese Hicks played that perfectly. Broke down, didn't overrun it.
Yep. You see
Loss
Reese
on the play.
just holding on, too. He was not going to let go until he had his man on the ground.
And he did have some help coming up. DK was helping, but, boy, I tell you, just a great open field tackle by the junior Reese Hicks of Jacksonville with a loss of about 5 on the play, so it's 4th down. And Kilgore in 4-down territory here. They'll go for it with the football at the Jacksonville 29.
So the Indians with a chance for a stop that would be great for them from a momentum and motivation standpoint. This time, though, Williams finds his man for the first down. So
Javon Towns with a catch.
Reset.
That was absolutely precision by Kilgore. Williams takes the snap and spins and waggles, and there's really not even much of a waggle because as soon as he gets turned around, he fires that ball across the field on a dart on a line. First down, Kilgore, they convert.
Now again with the 2-back look. This time Williams hands off, stretch play left side. What a tackle.
Dorsey.
As Jordan Dorsey with the pursuit all the way across the field.
Just keeps making plays every week. Had his first sack last week against Athens. Blew up a couple of other plays and getting off the block. And, boy, that time he did the same thing. But what he did such a great job of was he held on. I mean, he used the strength of his hands. He didn't let go. He got to the ball carrier. And as we've seen Jacksonville do a lot this year, they were unable to bring him down. But Dorsey pulls him down for the 2-yard loss.
So 36 seconds and counting here in the 4th quarter. Jacksonville seeing if they can slow down this Kilgore offense. Unfortunately, they're going to have their hands full with this running back. He's in for the score.
The 10th grader Waters puts the stiff arm on Trent Powell. No, check that on DK. And that was just a mismatch right there. Waters about 185, maybe 190. Physical runner. He will bounce it in for the score from 19 yards out. Just a physical mismatch right now, Aaron.
The extra point attempt on the way from Izagirre, brought to you by Neighbors Coffee, is good. So with 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd, the score now, Kilgore 42, Jacksonville 7. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd.
Aaron, that Jacksonville was in position on that play. You can't say anything bad about the way Jacksonville played that. It was just a physical play by Isaiah Waters. He just stiff-armed his way into the end zone. So can't fault Jacksonville's effort. They just got out maneuvered right there.
Very true. This is a short kickoff that is fielded cleanly, and
there you go. Push the pile up there, Kenny Grant.
Kenny dragging some Bulldogs with him and pushing some others.
How about Kenny? Oh, Kenny looking like he's been in the weight room with those legs. Pushing the pile.
Check that. That was Zeke.
Oh, that was Zeke. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Make sure we give him credit because that was some return for that situation.
Well, clearly I'm struggling with 28 and 88. Okay, because I had the wrong guy on the pass a moment ago. I called it Zeke, and it was Kenny, and then I just did the same thing the other way. So that was Zeke. Good run back. Jacksonville will have decent field position here.
Castro, would you please report to the home side concession stand? Miss Cadence Castro, please report to the home side concession stand.
12 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Jacksonville back to work with Didi Morris and Brady McCown in the backfield. Two receivers on the left, one receiver, Jermaine Taylor, here on this near side. Handoff is to Morris, and he will make his way to about the 45.
Yeah, P.J. Wiley comes in and just shoots the gap from his linebacker position. And I said this in the first half, you just don't see many wide receivers with that kind of talent playing linebacker, but that's what Wiley does for Kilgore. So that's the end of the third quarter here at Tomato Bowl.
So after 3, the score, Kilgore 42, Jacksonville 7. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation.
And we're back live here at the historic Tomato Bowl as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Kilgore leading Jacksonville by a score of 42-7.
Second 8 here now for Jacksonville. Didi, nice pop.
Hand off to Morris, and he's out to midfield.
Boy, Didi really ran hard right there. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, and boy, he just kept powering his way, and he'll pick up 4. Third down 4 as he'll check out, where Darius Searles, the freshman, will check in.
Third down and 4.
So a third down and 4.
I mean, this is where it isn't a bad call to try to get the ball in Rodarius's hands, and maybe a little stretch, maybe let him plant that foot and get up the field for the first down. Kilgore defense, though, is so tough up front.
So McCown does hand off to Searles, and he stretches the play to the right side. Still on his feet is the freshman.
Golly, what balance.
And he's got the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Just the balance right there. I mean, just a ninth grader right there just taking 2-3 hits and just planting his foot and keeping his balance, and thought when he bounced it outside that Kilgore would cut him down, and they tried, and he just kept his feet. Fights forward, picks up 7 for the first down. The Bill McRae Ford first down.
Jordan, take a break.
So the Indians now with the ball sitting at the Kilgore 41. McCown
Searles
hands off to Searles again. Looks like he was taken high there. I thought there was a hand up around the face mask.
Yeah, that was a strange tackle. You're right, Aaron. I mean, he got spun around and somebody slid their arm or hand down his face mask. You kind of saw it jerk back, but no call. He'll pick up 4, second and 6.
So we'll go under the 10-minute mark in the ball game here on this second down and 6 play. Jacksonville again taking their time to get the play from the sidelines, and now they'll go Searles, and he's upended, but another big burst from him, and he will move the chains again for the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Boy, just blasted forward. Searles got behind a nice block by Calvin Boyd and just put his nose down. He got cut, spins out of that, gets the first down. Tell you, we were seeing the beginning of a pretty good career, I feel, for Rodarius Searles. He continues to mature and just has that natural way of seeing and having that vision to get in space.
So now McCowan drops back under some pressure, going to roll right, look, buy some time, can't find anybody.
Just kind of threw that one away.
Threw it away,
yep. Edwards over there, so no intentional grounding, but he was out of the pocket anyway, so 2nd and 10. Again, nice job by Brady, again avoiding the pressure. This Kilgore rush is very impressive. I mean, he gets the snap, and they're there. I mean, they have a lot of speed on the edge, and they have the force in the middle. Of course, they got called for hands to the face, but that's because they just come at you, man, and come underneath your pads.
So now, nothing doing.
Good tackle there. Jaden Sanders. No,
Yeah,
check
Searles.
that. That's Malachi Pierce.
Yeah, Searles tried to stretch that to the left side. Pierce having none of it.
Not a bad decision by Rodarius. That's the way the play was designed. You just got to give credit to Pierce, the senior linebacker for Kilgore, making the tackle. So loss on the play. Now 3rd down, 14 for Jacksonville.
So 8:15 and counting here in the ball game. 12 seconds on the play clock. And Jacksonville again run this down to about 5 seconds. And McCowan going to load up, fire left, and just underthrown and incomplete as he was looking for Jermaine.
He had Jermaine coming back, and Brady just underthrew it under heavy pressure again. I gotta say, Brady he's a gamer tonight, man. I mean, he knows they're coming, and he's getting shot at, but he's staying in there, and he's delivered some nice balls tonight. That one just a little short, so 4th and 14, and the Fighting Indians clearly will go for it here. Beatty will check back into the ball game in the backfield for Jacksonville.
Indians will go trips right, 1 left is Jermaine. They'll get it to Jermaine, and he will cut inside, and then he's hit hard.
Jacksonville had a hook. Oh, don't do that, Jermaine. There you go. They're going to get Jermaine for pushing. Anyway, Jacksonville was trying to. It looked like they had a hook and ladder set up as Jermaine pleads his case with the official, but clearly Jermaine shoved the guy. He did after the play. And Dede Mars was coming out of the backfield, and I thought, perfect. Jermaine caught it, and all he's got to do is flip it out there, but he decided to keep it and turn it back up the field instead of doing the little toss. I mean, he tosses that ball out there, and they connect. Dede's going to get a 1st down. And out of frustration, Jermaine kind of got up and shoved a guy, and they'll get him for the penalty. Well, guys, let's talk about our trivia question this week. We actually have, since it was kind of homecoming tonight, with talking to a couple of quarterbacks, a couple of Ryan quarterbacks, Ryan Black, Ryan McCown, and we also talked to Chris Carpenter, the UTSA starting wide receiver. We have a Jacksonville trivia question tonight on a player.
All right.
In Class 4A, all-time rushing, where does former Jacksonville running back Richard Whitaker rank? All-time Class 4A was 5A. A, 54th. B, 35th. C, 24th. D, 81st. Where does Richard Whitaker rank in all-time Class 4A rushing for a career?
Well, I know Richard was one of the greats. I'm going for the highest ranking on the list.
You're going for 24th.
24th.
Okay, let's come back. Kilgore's at the line of scrimmage now.
So now Kilgore going to try to run the stretch play to the left side. Jacksonville does a nice job.
Oh, absolutely.
Pursuing.
Dominique Bowens hitting, staying home, loss of 2 on the play. Okay, Aaron, you're going with 24th. The other choices were 54th, 35th, or D, 81st. Where's Ryan?
I was also thinking 24th. But to be different than Aaron, I'm gonna say B, 35th.
Okay. Is Todd in the mix?
Todd is in the middle of using the app. He's got his headset now, ready to go.
I didn't hear what the question was, but I'll go with 24.
Okay. Here's the play by Kilgore. Look out.
Big stretch play, lots of room to run, and a big first down. Kilgore now back in business in Jacksonville territory.
Well, this is, if you're Jacksonville here, man, you just want to keep this thing from getting really ugly on points. Okay, guys, Richard Whitaker ranks B, 35th all-time in Class 4A rushing with 5,054 yards. So, we've done past trivia questions because Richard was a great running back and involved in that. I'll get a text from him later saying, hey, I heard I was on the trivia question. 35th all-time, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Handoff straight ahead for some hard yardage out to about the 32 for number 32.
God,
Kaywin Reese.
Another running back. That's like 5 or 6 tonight that they've carried the ball.
Matt, there have been so many Jacksonville greats in and around town today. You ran into one at the gas station.
We're going to talk about that one in just a moment.
All right. I want to hear that
Thank you for reminding me about that
story.
It's a great story. It's a historical story.
That's right. 5:40 and counting to go here in the ball game. And now another handoff, this time straight ahead. Jacksonville misses one tackle, and they may not catch him. There's a touchdown.
33 yards for the score. Late flag.
That's Reese again.
So Reese has 2 carries. Second one results in a touchdown. I think we're getting a little chippy down here by Jacksonville. As they sort this out, I'm at the gas station today, and the guy says, hey, Matt Montgomery. And I turn around, and I see this physical-looking dude. And I walk over to him, and he looks at me and says, how you doing? I said, man, you're going to have to help me. It's been a while. It's been a minute. So they're going to get Hinton. So Darius Hinton has been ejected.
That's his second unsportsmanlike of the night.
And on the same series, I mean, he got 2 unsportsmanlike. He did it the first time and then the second time. So Hinton is ejected. So we'll get this Kilgore extra point, and we'll keep it here, and I'll tell my story after this extra point.
So the extra point is brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick from Izagiri up and good. So 5:20 to go in regulation. The score now, Kilgore 49 and Jacksonville 7.
So I'm standing there and I'm looking at him and I'm saying, you look really familiar. And he said, Richard Mosley. I went, oh my goodness. I went 4th down and goal at Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
And on 4th and goal, he goes up and hits Tremaine Mack, the future Miami Hurricane NFL player, and stops him. And to this day, that's 1992 at Chapel Hill. I mean, it's been talked a lot about. I think that was Danny Long's second year, and that play right there, Jacksonville wins the game, and it was 1st and goal at the 2. It's like, oh, they're going to win it because it's like 27 seconds. And 4 times in a row they gave the ball to Tremaine Mack. But that last one, there was a picture that was on the field house wall for years and years of Richard Mosley going up and hitting him at the peak and stopping him. And Richard told me that recently he was able to obtain that picture.
Yeah.
It was given to him. They were changing things up. And that was one of the turning points of Jacksonville football when the 80s were so bad. And then Danny Long went 2-8 in 91. And then after that, you had the Corsicana game where you're down 35-13 at the half, and Jacksonville comes back and wins 38-35. They turned Randy McCown as a sophomore loose.
Yep.
Went crazy. Toby Goen hits the winning field goal, and the rest is history. But that tackle by Richard.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, and you're not the only one to say that. A lot of people will say that tackle, that's where what the Indians became in the 90s. That's where it started.
I mean, it was just a gritty 4 downs because you know who's going to get the ball for Chapel Hill, the All-State guy Tremaine Mack. And they gave it to him 4 times in a row, and Jacksonville stopped him. And that last one was just iconic, the way that the camera caught him. I'm not sure who took that picture, but it stayed on that wall in the field house for years. Of course, Jacksonville went on to the playoffs that year, won their first playoff game since 1975. 17 years they weren't on that drought. Cool story. Saw a lot of guys today, man.
Yeah, no kidding. This one fielded cleanly on the near side.
Zeke.
Big hit on Zeke.
Number 88, Zeke Whitaker with the kick return. Tackle made by number 27, Jordan Pierce.
Jacksonville band getting into it now. Band, stay with us. We'll be awarding our post-game awards. The Bone Crusher Hit of the Game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. The Play of the Game by Jacksonville, sponsored by Congratulations. And then, of course, the Jacksonville's offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank. So here's Jacksonville with the ball at their own 37 with 5:10 remaining.
Two Indian receivers on the right, one on the left. For McCown. He'll just hand off to Searles and
Number 14.
check that Mares as he dives into the line, picks up a few.
Met initially by number 44, Aubrey Saylor. 3-yard
Got a
gain
Kilgore
on the play,
Bulldog
second
down
seven.
for just a second. He'll stay down. Aaron, why don't we take a break?
We'll step away for just a moment and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the first day of school. For the last day of work. For the satisfaction of a job well done. For the ideas that change the world. For good times. For not so good times. For her future and hers and his. For serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Gene Bromlow, class of '66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl as the injured Kilgore player being helped.
I never got a number, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, he was so covered up by 61. So many people. 61. Okay, thank you, Todd. It's Romulo Castro, sophomore. He was covered up by so many people. I guess y'all had a better angle from up top.
Well, and they took his jersey off. I saw it after they had it off.
So after the break in play, come back now. It's 2nd down and 7 to go for Jacksonville. They have the ball thrown 37.
So this time a stretch play to the left side and nothing doing as Searles is upended. He's just cut down.
So close to breaking that.
Yeah, and I was just about to say he was cut down, but if he'd gotten around him, he could have gone for a long way.
Yeah, Ja'Kalen Sheffield, another 10th grader on this Kilgore team, getting some time right now with the score the way it is. As you said, Aaron, just kind of comes in and trips up Bradarius Searles, or he's going to go for some. 3rd down, 5.
So 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left is Jermaine Taylor. This time, though, the handoff, again, just straight ahead.
God, look at him fight for those yards.
He sure did, and he will move the chains for the Bill McRae Ford 1st down.
I'm telling you, this is not a good night for Jacksonville. I mean, you're down 49-7, but you got to be excited about the way that Bradarius Searles has inserted himself into this Jacksonville offense. It's one of those things Todd and I were kind of talking about before the ball game, and it's like, why not? Where is he? Get him in there. Why haven't we been? That kind of thing, But not questioning anybody. I mean, you got to bring these guys along, and man, he's going to be a force.
He'll get another handoff and fight ahead for a few more.
Tackle by LaFerrian Graves, a very strong tackle by number 24 Graves of Kilgore. Darius picks up 3. But just the tough running that you don't expect, a 14 or 15-year-old freshman coming into a varsity football game against the number 6 ranked team in the state of Texas in Class 4A Division I to run like that.
So the handoff to Searles. This time he kind of lost his footing.
Tripped over the Indian head. One of those feathers reached up and kind of tripped him. Slides down, 3rd down, 7.
So 2:35 and counting here in the ball game. A tough night for Jacksonville, but certainly a few bright spots, one of which has been this freshman running back, Searles, as he'll get another carry and he'll take another shot.
Yeah, he was just about to step out of that tackle, Aaron, and then number 54, who's not on the roster for Kilgore, steps up and just, that could have been that was a bone crusher hit right there.
Yeah.
So 4th down, Searles does pick up a couple, 4th and 3. Athens did score, by the way, against Lindale, I saw. Was it 40-7, something like that? Yeah.
Made it slightly more respectable in that ball game.
Yep.
McCowan looking under pressure, and he will be driven to the turf.
Oh, man, just no time, not much time tonight for Brady McCown. And give him credit, man. He's fighting, he's pushing, and our guest Ryan Black, the former Jacksonville quarterback, said at the half so well. He said, tell you what, he said, if Brady just had some time, and again, I'm not knocking the Jacksonville offensive line as much as I'm giving credit to the Kilgore defensive line. They are just a physical bunch. This is a team that can go deep, again, in the playoffs, representing District 9 4A Division I. Their last ball game this year will be Chapel Hill. I'm not sure where that game is being played, but the way those two teams are playing right now, they're headed for a district championship game. And now Kilgore will get in victory formation, and they'll just run this out. Stay with us. We'll have our post-game interview with head coach Jason Holman. The All Smiles post-game interview. Todd will be along with statistics. And, of course, we'll be handing out our post-game awards as well.
And so we are in the middle of the dog days of district play as Jacksonville heads to Chapel Hill to take on the number 1 ranked Chapel Hill Bulldogs next week.
Man, it doesn't get any easier, obviously. Of course, they have the quarterback / running back combo, both commits to SMU as juniors. Those guys have been playing for Chapel Hill for 14 years, and they are good. So Chapel Hill just has to snap it one more time. There it is. And Kilgore is going to come away with a 49-7 win over Jacksonville here in week 2 of 9 4A Division I play.
So Jacksonville drops to 0-2 on the district slate. Kilgore improves to 2-0. And as Matt said, it doesn't get much easier, doesn't really get any easier next week as Jacksonville will head to Chapel Hill to take on the number 1 ranked Chapel Hill Bulldogs. And
again, I mean, of course, I'm a homer. I admit it. I'm the eternal optimist. I know I get frustrated sometimes. But Jacksonville's season's still in front of them.
Yeah.
You're 0-6, okay? So what? You got 4 more district ball games. Next week's going to be tough, okay? But you have some teams that you can compete with. Chapel Hill and Kilgore, there's no doubt. They're the cream of the crop. So we'll see what Jacksonville can bring in the next 4 weeks if they can salvage this season, particularly those last 3 ball games where I think they got a shot. Not saying they'll have one next week. It's going to be tough. But you're going to be playing the number 1 team in the state. Got to be realistic. So both teams shaking hands. And I really like the way that Kilgore played tonight too, Aaron, that Jacksonville, got a little chippy, and Kilgore probably contributed to that, but they walk away. Good sportsmanship shown by both teams tonight, walking up, shaking hands. And here's the Jacksonville school song. Jason Holman will talk to his team. Todd, if you want to start on the stats while he does that, or let me tell you what, let's do our awards and see where we are because we can get back to the stats.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Our first award tonight, the Bone Crusher Hit of the Game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar, JHS class of 1984. Dr. Dar is your hometown chiropractor, and he was a pretty good linebacker back in the day in the early 80s for Jacksonville. The Bone Crusher Hit of the Game goes to the junior, Michael Miles. Boy, Jacksonville's missed him the last 3 weeks. If Michael can just lock down and get back in the swing of things, he did have the Bone Crusher hit, though. Stoned the guy at the line of scrimmage. The Jacksonville Play of the Game, sponsored by Congratulations. Congratulations can personalize trophies, create special recognition items for your banquet. Maybe you want to preserve a special photo or create some signage for your business. Congratulations is your hometown awards and engraving store. The Play of the Game, the touchdown pass from Brady McCown to Jermaine Taylor, who actually had another touchdown pass that he didn't get called. He was in bounds. My son-in-law, Anthony Hallam, thank you for sending me the picture. Clearly, Jermaine was in the corner of that end zone with the catch for the touchdown, but he does get the other touchdown clearly from the pass from Brady. The Congratulations Play of the Game. Jacksonville's offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. The offensive player of the game for Jacksonville, Jermaine Taylor, with the 1 touchdown catch, several pass catches, had the one touchdown that wasn't called. It was. And so Jermaine Taylor, the senior, is your Austin Bank Offensive Player of the Game. The Defensive Player of the Game, heck of a game played by safety Reese Hicks, the junior, coming up making several solid tackles out of his safety position. Reese Hicks, your Austin Bank Defensive Player of the Game. Guys, that'll do it for the awards. Jason Holman still talking to his team. Todd, you want to start on stats?
We'll do that. And thanks, Matt. The post-game stats brought to you by Randy Gorham, CPA. And Todd, let's break down a tough night for the Fighting Indians.
The Indians finished the game with 33 rushes for a total of 73 yards and 9 pass receptions for 105 yards. Individual stats. Rushing, Sarles finished with 17 carries for a total of 72 yards. Mares had 11 carries for 22. Passing, Brady McCowan, 9 completions on 21 attempts for 105 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And receiving, Jermaine Taylor, 5 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Zeke Whitaker,
we'll call
2
it
catches.
Call it 1.5 touchdowns.
12. Kendrick Grant, 1 catch for 5. And that's pretty much all I've got.
That's
for Jacksonville
pretty much
tonight.
it. And a
All right, let's see if we can
tough
get
night for the Fighting Indian squad all around. But Matt, we'll send it back down to you.
Well, of course, Coach Holman wants to go see his wife after the game instead of me. I don't understand that, but
You don't?
well,
you don't really?
Yeah. I mean, he sees enough of me. He's visiting with family. We'll get him over here.
Yeah, we all saw those videos, those preseason videos. We know.
He's trying to get away from me.
Still trying.
He's still trying. It's like those preseason videos. You're still trying to get away from me. He's overseeing his daughter and definitely want to see her instead of me. Coach, better second half. Again, this is a really good Kilgore football team. We knew that coming in. But you moved the ball pretty good. I think you found some running game there in the second half.
Yeah, and we found it somewhat in the first half there in the second quarter. You're playing a team like that. You can't make the mistakes. Can't give them extra possessions. Got to stay on top of them. Got to control them. All that sort of thing. But I mean, I just told the kids just now there were some instances where I saw some better effort out of some guys. Yeah. And that they continued to fight. So that's what we're looking for.
We were talking before the game ended about how, despite the record right now, your season's still in front of you. I mean, Chapel Hill's obviously really good, number 1 in the state. It's going to be tough next week. It's going to be like tonight. And you're just going to have to compete. And then you got 3 games that you can compete in. So what is your message to your team? I mean, I know when you're at this point and with the record the way it is, you still want to play. Because you got the season ready, it's still in front of you.
Coming into this one, I mean, and the message will be the same. What we want for them, for our players, is for them to give everything they've got and leave the field exhausted, by settling out here on the field. And that's what we're trying to get out of them. And if we'll do that, then, who knows what can happen if we'll all commit to doing that. And I saw some clear-cut examples of that out of some players today. We don't quite have enough of it, but we've got to build on that. But I mean that's the goal, and you can get that accomplished, then things start moving in your direction. Opportunity is created. You don't sit around and wait on it, and it's created by effort.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck this week in practice, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman on the All Smiles post-game interview. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Matt. And that'll just about do it from here at the historic Tomato Bowl, where it's a tough night for the Fighting Indians, but they'll regroup and work hard in practice this week as they prepare to head to Chapel Hill next Friday night and take on those Chapel Hill Bulldogs, the number 1 ranked team in the state, who look like they got the victory over Palestine. Are these finals, Ryan?
They said fourth quarter still, but I would guess they're pretty much final.
Yeah, so it looks like Chapel Hill with a big 37-25 win, and then Lindale, of course, running away from Athens. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake up down the road here in District 9 4A Division 1. But next stop for the Fighting Indians is Chapel Hill next Friday. And we will be live at 6:45 with our countdown to kickoff. Of course, kickoff scheduled for 7:30. That'll do it from the historic Tomato Bowl. For Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis, this is Aaron Swink saying thanks for watching Fighting Indian football on JISD Live. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next